coaches, administration, and spectators. We request your total cooperation by supporting the
And we are live from Crutchfield Park. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon here in Charlottesville with the Charlottesville Tom Sox set to square off against the Stanton Braves. I'm Dylan Castaigne with my co-host Brooke Stake here. It is a great day for baseball. Brooke, what are you looking for today from the Tom Sox?
Yeah, well, I'm looking for hopefully another win here tonight at Crutchfield Park. I was actually at the game on Monday against Stanton, and unfortunately we lost 7-3. Hopefully they can come back from Stanton and, hit the ball today.
Yeah, for the Tom Sox, this is a familiar foe. This is the sixth time these teams are squaring off. Fortunately, though, for Charlottesville, they are 4-1 so far. They will have two more meetings after today, but this is the last time that these teams will square off in Charlottesville. They have two more matches, but they will be in Stanton later in July. As the Tom Sox get to take the field, let's read off our lineup for the Stanton Braves. Batting first, playing in center field, we have Joe De Los Santos. Out in left field, we have Bren Taylor. Playing shortstop, we have Ryan McCarty. Playing right field is Ian Diaz, the hot, high-average hitter. Over manning first base is Luke Trainer. At DH tonight is Joey Holiga. At third base is Cole Ragone. Playing behind the dish at catcher is Luke Lindemood. And playing second base is Gabe Jennings. On the mound tonight for the Stanton Braves is Chris Widger. And for your Charlottesville Tom Sox, let's break down the defensive rotation going in the infield from third to first. We have Cam Guidry from Georgia. We have Cole Foster, the only Tom Sox to play in every game so far this season. We have Will Safford, and then at first base, we have Garrett Spikes. In left field, from left to right in the outfield, we have Alex Urban making a return from a back injury. In center, we have Mackenzie Pate, and then in right field, we have Logan Amos. Behind the dish for the Tom Sox, we have Wyatt Langford, and then on the mound for the Tom Sox is Noah Overton. Overton right now is warming up on the mound. The lefty pitcher has had a pretty decent season so far with the Tom Sox, has 8.1 innings pitched so far. ERA is a little bit high at a 4.32, but has 10 strikes in just 8.1 innings. So pretty high strikeout pitcher here for the Tom Sox. Brooke, who are you looking for? What are you looking today out of Noah Overton?
Definitely. Well, I'm just looking at his season highs right here. I'm hoping he can match that tonight. It looks like his season highs includes 4 strikeouts at Covington. He's had 2 hits allowed on him. 4 ER is allowed, and he had 2 scoreless inning streaks. So hopefully he can, outdo that tonight.
Yeah, the Tom Sox had some great pitching last night from their entire pitching staff, headlined by a great outing out of the bullpen from Chase Santala. So here we go from Charlottesville as Noah Overton takes the mound. Joe De Los Santos from William & Mary sets to take the plate. And the first pitch is fouled off behind left center, and that will be the first pitch of the game. 0-1 count for Overton. That one fouled straight back behind the dish, and he is down 0-2 so far. The Tom Sox are wearing their dark navy blue jerseys with the neon green sleeves and white pants, with the Stanton Braves wearing their first responder jerseys, red, white, and blue. Look very nice here as we approach the 4th of July.
Yes, and actually last night was First Responders Night here at Crutchfield Park, and tonight it's Bark in the Park night. Yes. So hopefully we see a lot of dogs, walking in front of us here.
Yes, beautiful day for Bark in the Park, and the players, the fans, and their dogs can get in for free this season thanks to Carter Bank and Trust. The pitch from Noah Overton, swings right through it, and that will be the first out of the inning. Noah Overton starts the day off with a swinging strikeout of Joe De Los Santos. And coming to the plate right now is Bren Taylor out of Millersville, the sophomore out of Millersville. Had 158 at-bats this season and batted .399. And Brooke, if I'm not wrong, you're actually from Millersville, right?
I am, yes. I live 45 minutes away from Millersville. I'm really familiar with the area. They're actually a very, well-known D2 baseball program in the PSAC in Pennsylvania, so it's fun seeing Pennsylvania guys down here playing in the Valley Baseball League.
Yeah, and Brent Taylor teared it up at Millersville. The first pitch high for the ball 1. Second pitch fouled straight back by the Millersville product, Brent Taylor, and it's a 1-1 count for Overton.
Now, I'm interested to see if tonight's game is going to go as fast as last night's. Last night's game was probably one of the fastest baseball games I have ever attended.
Second pitch right down the middle of the zone for strike 2, 1-2 count for Overton. Yeah, last night went really fast. I was actually in the booth again with Zach Lambert, and it was an incredibly quick game, a great game for the Tom Sox pitching staff, and a 3-1 victory. And another swinging right through it is Brent Taylor for the second strikeout of the inning. And as we said in the opener, Noah Overton, both back at college and here, known for his strikeouts, and so far he's proving it. 2 up, 2 down in the first inning. And that'll bring Ryan McCarty to the plate, who is playing shortstop in this game. McCarty this season for the Stanton Braves is batting in the third spot. Let's see if he can keep the inning alive here for the Braves. First pitch high, fastball. Check swing there, but he held up for ball 1.
Now I'm looking at this, and it looks like McCarty is from Penn State Abington, which is also another place I'm very familiar with, a fellow Penn Stater.
Yes, many of our media members here at the Tom Sox are from Penn State. Obviously, my co-host, Brooke Stake, is one of them. Another pitch high in the zone. So, 2-1 so far in every pitch that has been thrown. McCarty has checked his swing, so he has not completed a full swing yet, but there's a 2-1 count here as he's ahead of Noah Overton.
We have 2 Pennsylvania guys back-to-back here. Let's see if at least one of them can get on the plate.
Next pitch is a high fastball, high and outside for ball 3. And now Ryan McCarty, the Penn State Abington product, is in a hitter's count here, 3-1. Another check swing there by McCarty, and he does swing, and that is a called strike anyway for strike 2. So full count here. Overton will come set. And the payoff pitch. Another swing right through that, and that is 1, 2, 3 strikeouts for Noah Overton in the first inning. So as we head to the bottom of the first, it is Tom Sox 0 and the Stanton Braves 0. This is Tom Sox TV. We'll be right back. And we are back here in the bottom of the first. Great inning out there for Noah Overton, getting 3 swinging strikeouts. So let's break down this Tom Sox lineup as they come to the bottom of the first. Playing DH and batting first is Garrick Ebel, who had a great 2-run RBI double last night to give the Tom Sox a win. Batting second and catching behind the dish is Wyatt Langford. Playing at short, Cole Foster, who had a fantastic play last night, a Web Gem Sports Center type play. At first base and batting fourth in the cleanup spot is Garrett Spikes. Batting fifth and playing third base is Cam Guidry out of Georgia. Batting sixth, playing right field is Logan Amos. Batting seventh in center field is Mackenzie Pate, who's a little further back in the lineup than he's used to. Been in a recent slump trying to get out of that. Batting eighth is Alex Urban, as I mentioned earlier, returning to the lineup after a back injury. And then batting ninth is Will Safford, who is looking to get his first hit with the Tom Sox. Taking the mound for the Stanton Braves is Chris Widger out of Rowan College. He's a freshman. He was 8-0 there in his first year out at Rowan. So Garrick Ebel will come to the plate here. First pitch high in the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Ebel can do tonight. He's reached base in every game so far this season, and he's also on a 3-game hitting streak.
Yes, a 3-game hitting streak and a 10-game on-base streak for Ebel. Second pitch, high and outside for ball 1. Chris Widger, as I said, out of Rowan College. He has 68 Ks in just 57 innings, so another high strikeout guy. And as we've learned in the Valley Baseball League, many guys are high strikeout guys. Second pitch swung right through and fouled off by Garrick Ebel, and he is down 1-2 to start the game.
I also believe that Ebel has one of the highest RBIs on the team with 8 right now, which is huge for the Tom Sox. I'm always seeing his name pop up with those RBI, those singles are huge. That's what's putting the Tom Sox ahead in all of these games when, they come down close.
Yeah, absolutely. Fourth pitch here from Widger. High and outside again, fastball. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Absolutely, one thing we've noticed from the Tom Sox is when they win, they're scoring a lot of runs, but when they lose, they are not. In the games that they win this season, they're averaging 6.7 runs, and when they lose, only 1.8. So that'll be a key here for the Charlottesville Tom Sox. Another pitch high and outside from Widger. Struggling to find the zone a little bit. We have a full count here to start the game. Garrick Ebel looking to get on base for his 11th straight game, and as Brooke mentioned, he's the only Tom Sox to reach base in every game.
Definitely a key player to have first in the lineup.
And the payoff pitch is high in the zone, and that'll be the first base runner for the Tom Sox in the game. A 6-pitch walk, and that will bring up the catcher, Wyatt Langford. Langford has done really well so far in Charlottesville. He had a walk-off a few weeks ago, and he's currently batting .281 with the Tom Sox. Has 5 RBIs and just 3 walks.
Yes, one of our other media interns, Kelly Warner, got to talk with Wyatt before the game, and he was definitely excited for tonight.
Yeah, Wyatt Langford, the freshman out of the Florida Gators. He only got 4 at-bats there, had a .250 average, so 1 for 4 if you can do the math there. No extra base hits, but he's been tearing it up so far with the Tom Sox. Let's see if he can continue that tonight. Second pitch. Check swing, and he just fist that one foul, so the count will go even at 1-1 for Chris Widger.
He also just had a walk-off double against Winchester on the 20th, which was huge for him.
Yeah, great way to get yourself acquainted with your new teammates and your new fan base. That was one of the weirdest doubleheaders I've ever seen. Walk-off win in Game 1, and then they got no hit in 7 innings in Game 2 against the Royals.
Yep.
1-1 pitch is hit off to second base, grounder. I'll throw to second and on to first. Just in time for the double play. So that is a 4-6-3 play started by Jennings onto second and then first at Trainer. And that'll clear the bases here for Widger. And there are 2 gone here for the Tom Sox. So that's not what you want for the Tom Sox, a team that has struggled to score runs recently. You get your first batter of the game on base via a full count walk, and then you erase them immediately with a 4-6-3 double play.
Now Cole Foster up to plate here. Now he's the only player to play in every game for the Tom Sox, and he has hit 13 times out of 16 games.
First pitch from Widger is outside. Yeah, Cole Foster, a reliable player, as you mentioned. He's played in every game, and he's batting .258, so not great, but still doing very solid here in the Valley Baseball League. Second pitch from Widger, inside, and that is flied out to left center field. Taylor will come over and make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Tom Sox get their first batter of the game, or first runner on base, but it is erased, and we are scoreless heading to the top of the 2nd. This is Tom Sox TV.
Stand up in your Tom Sox.
We head to the top of the second. Here. We are scoreless, no hits for either team. The Tom Sox did threaten with a runner on first, but that was erased via double play. as Noah Overton comes into his second inning of work. A great outing so far. 3 Ks in just 1 inning. You can't complain about that. That'll bring to the plate Ian Diaz, who is tearing it up so far in the Valley Baseball League with a .327 batting average and 52 at-bats. First pitch line to left field, and that will drop just foul. The first strike of the at-bat.
And it looks like Diaz is also from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia native, and he plays for UMBC, another school I'm familiar with.
Yes, we are way too familiar with UMBC here in Charlottesville. Many of the Tom Sox fans will know what I'm talking about and not want me to talk about it any further. But either way, Ian Diaz is tearing it up so far in the VBL, and let's see what he can do here against Overton, who's having a strong start so far. Second pitch line behind the plate, and he is quickly down 0-2. For the Tom Sox, if you can get these high average guys out so far, like Diaz, usually he's batting a little higher up in the lineup, but if you can get these guys out, that is certainly a great way to give your pitcher some sort of advantage against these guys who are just so hard to get out. Third pitch inside, low in the dirt. Great block back there by Wyatt Langford, and that'll bring the count to 1-2.
That was definitely a good stop. I wasn't sure if that was going to hit him there on the inside, but luckily just a low ball.
Yeah, good move there by Langford, and Langford has showed some flashy defense so far with the Tom Sox. Threw out a runner yesterday in the game against Covington. And the pitch, and this one is dropped in right field, and that is fair, and that is going to roll all the way to the fence in right field. Ian Diaz is running for 2. In right field, they get the throw in, cut off at second base, and that'll be the first hit of the ball game for Ian Diaz, a double to right field. As I mentioned, you got to get these high average guys out, but they are just too hard to do that against sometimes. A great line out there, line drive hit there to right field by Ian Diaz. And that'll bring Luke Traynor to the plate here with a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
That was really good placement of the ball by Diaz, right almost on the foul line, first base. So great hitting right there in that gap.
Yeah, great placement there. Sometimes you don't have to hit it hard, just have to hit it where they ain't.
Yep.
The first pitch high to the left-handed slugger. I don't know about you, Brooke, but I'm really liking these jerseys here tonight from the Stanton Braves. Gives me a very 4th of July feel. As you know, we are about a week away from the 4th of July. They are blue and then slowly fade to a white with red lettering, white pants.
I really like them too. Their jerseys the other night, they were hard to see their numbers in the front, but tonight they're nice and bold right there, so you can't miss them.
Second pitch there by Traynor. He shows bunt, but pulls it back as that is ball 2. So 2-0 count here for Overton. Maybe that double knocked him off his mojo a little bit. Had a great first inning, 3 swinging strikeouts. Can't ask for much more than that, as now he is 2-0 behind Luke Traynor, the big lefty.
It's interesting to see a left-handed pitcher with a left-handed batter here.
And the third pitch is just on the outside corner for strike 1 by Overton. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like lefty-lefty matchups are the hardest. Obviously, same side. Either way is difficult. But a lot of these lefties, and you don't see too many of them, a lot of these lefties just have a little extra oomph to them. Overton sets, looks back to run at second, and the pitch. And this one is lined. Great stop there by Garrett Spikes. Flips to Overton, covering at first, and he drops the ball. Ian Diaz is going to run home, and there will be no throw. Ian Diaz scores on the fielding, what I assume will be a fielding error by Noah Overton, the pitcher, and that will be the first run of the game for the Stanton Braves.
Yeah, it looks like that was an error there from the pitcher. Now, last night, Charlottesville was errorless for the second time all season, so having that error early on isn't a good start.
Yeah, for the Tom Sox, they're actually one of the lowest in the league in fielding percentage. They've made a lot of errors this season. Like you said, last night was an anomaly, sort of, in the sense, and we show it right here in the second inning, as the Stanton Braves were able to score the first run of the game. And that will bring up Joey Holiga to the plate with another runner in scoring position with a chance to threaten the Tom Sox once again.
Maybe that's why the game went by so quick last night. But nice and clean, no errors.
Yes, that was a very quick game. I think we were out of here in 2.5 hours. Hopefully the Tom Sox can clean up their fielding and Overton can get out of it here to limit the damage. Comes set, looks back the base runner, and that ball is outside for ball 2. For this Tom Sox roster that has played a lot of close games recently, you really cannot make these silly mistakes early on in the game. Overton, it was a little bit of a high throw there by Spikes. Great play to stop the ball, but you got to make that play, and unfortunately the error does cost him a run here. Let's see if it costs him any more. Overton quick to the plate this time. And that one is low and inside, so 3-0 count for Overton. after such a fantastic first inning, he's struggling a little bit here in the second.
Yeah, these guys should be rested up. You know, the game on Tuesday was postponed to a rain delay to Covington and moved to July 6th. Now they had off Wednesday, and they have off tomorrow, so hopefully they're well rested and they can get through this game tonight.
Next pitch thrown inside, but that will be strike one. The batter, Holiga, does not agree with it, but unfortunately it does not matter. So it'll be a 3-1 count here. Comes set, checks the runner back at second, and the pitch is lined, and that is going to go out of play into the forest behind first base.
It looks like every foul ball tonight has a barking noise for Bark in the Park night instead of the usual crash.
Yes, as you mentioned, tonight is Bark in the Park. Very excited. Hopefully I'll get to see some cute dogs running around here at the park. And as we said, fans and their dogs tonight can come free thanks to Carter Bank and Trust. Payoff pitch here for Overton. Checks back the runner at second. Inside and gets away from Langford there. And Holiga will go to first, and Luke Trainer will advance to third there on the wild pitch. Now the Tom Sox in some more early trouble as Cole Ragone comes to the plate with runners on the corner and nobody out just yet.
And it looks like he's a teammate of our Tom Sock, Jacob Haney, at William & Mary.
Yes, and the pitching coach is going to come out and speak to his starter. Yeah, some weird plays here. Overton came out, 3 straight strikeouts in the first inning, comes out here, gets a single to Ian Diaz, a double to Ian Diaz, and then the error probably threw him off his mojo a little bit. Hopefully pitching coach can get him right. He can get some outs here for the Tom Sox. There's still no one out in the inning. Runners on the corner with the Tom Sox already trailing 1-0 in the top of the second.
Yeah, hopefully coach could calm them down there and they can keep on going, get some strikes going on the board.
Overton looks in for the call. Comes set. And the pitch just on the inside corner for strike one against Cole Ragone. Though, as you mentioned, the William & Mary product. He only had 57 at-bats for the Tribe this season, batting .263, not too bad, and 7 RBIs. Next pitch comes, and this one is fouled off back into the forest, and it is an 0-2 count, so that mound meeting by the pitching coach must have had some effect, as Overton is already ahead 0-2 here. In the Valley Baseball League, Cole Ragone, the current batter, batting .227 so far, so not doing too hot, but still plenty of time to come back.
Guess I called it when I said the coach, tell him to throw some strikes.
Oh, this one lined right back at Overton. Able to get out of the way, but it is lined right into center field, and that will score the second run of the inning. So a single there, right up the gut, right down the middle from Cole Ragone, brings the runners to first and second here, and no one out.
That was very close to hitting Overton right back in the face. Good thing he moved out of the way to the right a bit, but it did get through past second base.
Yeah, great instincts there by Overton to get out of the way. Luckily, did not hit him, and that'll bring Luke Lindemood, the 8-hole hitter, to the plate here with one guy in scoring position and another man on first, with 2 already scoring in the inning. He's laying down a bunt, gets this one down, but it is fouled off for strike one.
Lindemood is from West Virginia Tech, and I actually used to play against them in college soccer, so very small school, branch campus of West Virginia University.
Yes, the product out of West Virginia Tech. He's a freshman there, had 126 at-bats, batted .262 and 22 RBIs on the season. So looking to get some more here for the Tom Sox, bringing that guy, the runner on second, Holiga. Comes set in the pitch, bunting again, and this one's popped up a little bit. Overton going to first, and he gets him out. So successful sacrifice bunt there from Luke Lindemood will bring the runners to second and third, but the Tom Sox will get their first out of the inning.
It's nice that Overton reacted fast to that bunt and got it to first base before he almost got on the bag.
Yeah, as we said, that last play came right back at him, but this play he was able to get towards the ball, made a great play at first just in time to get Lindemood. And that'll bring Gabe Jennings to the plate, the 9-hole hitter, looking to bring in some more runs this inning. He has 2 men on the dish on second and third. And let's see if Overton can escape it. Comes set, looks back the runner. First pitch right down the middle for strike one.
Looks like Jennings is from Middle Tennessee State. That's a school I haven't heard of before, but he's also from Lebanon, Tennessee.
Ah, yes, a hometown kid there. Jennings this season He has not gotten a hit just yet with the Braves. Let's see if he can notch one here and bring in a few runs. He has appeared in 9 games and had 19 at-bats, but still yet to notch his first hit for the Stanton Braves. You know, with only 1 out in the inning, all he needs is just a bloop. Anything that will drop or even a sacrifice fly out there to the outfield could bring home the 3rd run of the inning and possibly even bring an early end to Noah Overton's day here at Crutchfield Park. Overton comes set. The pitch high, and that'll be the first ball. 1-2 count here for Overton. It'll be interesting to see how we already have action in the Tom Sox bullpen. Obviously, the Tom Sox coaching staff wants to get the most out of their starter, but been a long inning so far from here for Overton here in the 2nd inning, but maybe he'll be able to escape without allowing any more damage. Comes set, the pitch high, another pitch high in the zone, and that'll be ball 2. We are evened up at 2 here with 1 gone in the inning.
Yeah, usually they like to switch their pitchers between, 3 or 4 innings, but here we might see him pulled a little early if he can't get out of this hole.
Yeah, the way the Tom Sox have been playing recently, a little cold after a really hot start. They're trying to scrap any win that they can from their opponents. And this one swings right through it. There goes Overton with another swinging strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning. Gabe Jennings goes down. And with 2 outs here in the 2nd, that'll bring back leadoff hitter Joe De Los Santos. He struck out swinging a part of 3 straight strikeouts in the top of the 1st, and he will face Overton here with 2 gone, runner on 2nd and a runner on 3rd.
Another player from William and Mary here up to bat.
Overton comes set here, first pitch. Line to left field, and that one is going to go foul.
All the kids I love watching them chase for those foul balls in the parking lot.
Yes, one thing that's nice about Crutchfield Park is kids get to keep the foul balls. Other parks, you have to return them and get a soda or a shirt. But here at Crutchfield Park, you get to keep your own souvenir if you're able to catch it here at Crutchfield. Overton loads low in the dirt. Great play by Wyatt Langford there to block the pitch and keep it in front of him, holding the runner at 3rd, Holiga, right where he is.
It's definitely important for him right now to keep that ball in front of him and make sure there's no pass ball to bring in the runner at 3rd.
Yeah, with the pitcher struggling as he is in the 2nd inning, you need to help him out as much as you can. Let's see, we got a 1-1 count here, and the pitch low in the dirt, but another good block from Wyatt Langford. As we mentioned, Langford has had a great season so far behind the dish for the Tom Sox. Now, the Tom Sox normal catcher, Garrick Ebel, is currently playing DH due to a return from injury recently after he was hit in the chest with a pitch about a week ago in Harrisonburg.
Yes, I was actually at that game as well, and it was not fun.
Yeah, scary moment there for Ebel, but luckily the Virginia Tech Hokie able to make his return last night. Had a great game for the Tom Sox, brought home a 2 RBI double, which would eventually be the game-deciding double, in a 3-1 victory over the Covington Lumberjacks. So De Los Santos looking to bring in his first RBI of the game, as we are even at 2-2 with 2 outs here in inning number 2. Time called by the batter here. Overton coming in for a sign, gets set. Looks back the runner and the pitch. And this one is lined, but it is popped up right over the mound. Overton makes the play for the inning, to end the inning, And the Stanton Braves threaten with 2 runs here in the top of the 2nd, but Overton is able to escape, leaves 2 runners on base, and the Tom Sox come to the plate down 2 at Crutchfield Park. This is Tom Sox TV. And we are back here at Crutchfield Park in the bottom of the second. The Stanton Braves put up a crooked number, 2 runs in the top of the second off of Noah Overton. And that will bring Garrett Spikes, the cleanup hitter, to the plate here. Spikes made a couple of nice defensive plays last night against the Covington Lumberjacks and had a nice play here in the top of the second, but it was ruined by a fielding error by the pitcher Noah Overton.
His Spikes has also reached base in every game this season, and he's currently on a 2-game hitting streak.
Yeah, high average guy for the Tom Sox this season. Garrett Spikes going up against the lefty here in Chris Widger. Second pitch on the outside corner. Great pitch there. Great location for the first strike of the at-bat. Yeah, Widger, as I mentioned, at Rowan College, went 8-0. Very impressive streak and had just a 1.26 ERA. Oh, this one grounded to first. Play made there, but just in time as the pitcher Widger is able to get over to make the first out of the inning. Great hustle there out of the box by Garrett Spikes to almost beat out the infield single, but the first baseman Trainer was able to make the play just in time to get the first out of the inning. And that will bring up the Georgia product, Cam Guidry, for the Tom Sox. Guidry this season, average not as high as he would like, only batting .206. But let's see if he can break out of that today against the Stanton Braves facing the lefty. First pitch. Oh, on the inside corner. Great spot there from Chris Widger.
Looks like we have 2 Georgia boys back-to-back up to plate, both Spikes and Guidry.
Yes, our media team actually spoke with Spikes and Guidry about their relationship. And the second pitch is fouled back behind the plate. So we spoke about their relationship and what it was like coming to Charlottesville. You know, you're with so many but different schools from across the country. But it's nice to have someone that you've had some sort of experience with. So they were very thankful to have each other here in Charlottesville. Guidry here down 0-2 against the lefty Chris Widger. And the pitch, line to right field, but that is foul. Nice job to fight off the high and outside fastball there for Guidry to stay alive here. Now if you're Widger, you have 2 runs to work with. You can be a little more aggressive knowing that you have a little bit of a pad. Obviously, you can't be reckless, but you have a little bit of a pad to work with here. Let's see what he does. 0-2. And this ball is right up the middle, grounded through the space between second and short for the Tom Sox first hit of the afternoon.
That was a great hit by Guidry, right to get in that power alley. You know, right in between the shortstop and the second base is definitely one of the best spots to hit the ball.
Like we said in the top half of the inning, you don't always have to hit it hard. You just have to hit it where they ain't. And that time, a ground ball slipped right through the middle of the field for the Tom Sox first hit of the game. And now for the for the first inning, they have their first hit of the game. And Guidry, the speed threat out of Georgia. Let's see if he's aggressive here on the base paths. High outside pitch to Logan Amos. Amos out of VCU, so pretty close to home here in Charlottesville. Had 115 at-bats this season with 14 RBIs.
Before the game, I actually talked to one of his teammates at VCU, Andrew Ward. Said he was happy he also had him on the team. You know, just have another teammate from his college here on the Tom Sox with him.
Second pitch swung right through by Amos for the first strike of the at-bat. We are at 1-1 here with 1 out. Yeah, it's like we said with Guidry and Spikes. It's great to have your college teammate here, someone you know and trust. So let's see. Let's hear that pitch just on the outside corner. Once again, great location so far with that outside slider by Chris Widger to get the second strike of the at-bat. And as we mentioned, Guidry, great speed on first, but with the lefty moving, you can't get too great of a jump. Oh, and this pitch inside almost hits Amos, but able to get away from it for ball 2. The Tom Sox great at stealing bases. They have 40 bases through their first 15 games, which was more than all of 2019, and they still have a lot more baseball to play here in Charlottesville. This pitch line to left field, but it is going out of play, and as you mentioned before, Brooke, a swarm of kids go to get their free souvenir.
Yes, looks like some of them are fighting for it out there, but I like how they have all their gloves out there, you know, in the foul ball territory, ready for it to come to them.
These kids came prepared. 2-2 count here to Amos, and he grounds this one right past the first base coach, and he stays alive here, 2-2 with 1 out in the inning, and Cam Guidry, the speedy third baseman, on first. And this one popped up right over the mound. Let's see who calls it. Oh, and it's dropped by the third baseman. And Kim Guidry is stuck in no man's land, as he was not expecting him to drop the ball. As we said, both the teams have a lot of errors on the season, and right there is another one, but they still get the weird fielder's choice there for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, they walk back to their spaces with all of their heads down right now. They called it off and just popped right out of his glove when it went in. So.
Yeah, it was originally called off by Chris Widger, the pitcher, but then the third baseman, Cole Ragone, called him off, and then it went into his glove and just slipped right through it. But luckily, they were able to get Guidry for the second out, and this one by Mackenzie Pate is fouled off into right field, into the Tom Sox bullpen, but it will drop. Mackenzie Pate, one of the more interesting hitters in the Tom Sox lineup, got off to a really hot start. At one point in the season, he was third in the VBL with batting average, and he was first in the league with 6 stolen bases. He was usually their leadoff hitter or sometimes their 3-hole hitter, but currently tonight he is batting in the 7-hole. So dropping a little bit. Let's hopefully, Coach Corey Kohler hoping that this can help him refocus and get back to the player that we saw at the beginning half of the season.
Yes, Pate hurt his middle finger a couple, games ago, and that definitely put him a little bit in a setback position, but hopefully he can get on base again as he has the past 5 games.
Another pitch lined back behind the plate, and that'll be 0-2 count for Mackenzie Pate. And when you're in these slumps, these deep slumps like Mackenzie Pate is right now, it seems every at-bat you're starting 0-2 somehow, 0-2, 1-2, and once you're going from there, you're giving Widger every advantage he has, and he already has a bunch of them. So let's see if he's able to fight back here. The pitch is grounded, high bounce, and that will drop into left field. Mackenzie Pate singles, and the runner will advance to third. Mackenzie Pate threatens to run to second, but it goes back. So Mackenzie Pate, as we talk about his slump, breaks out of it here with a single in the bottom of the second.
Pate definitely needed that for him, to boost his confidence, to get out of that slump, and that was a great hit by him and advanced the runner to third base.
Yeah, dropped that one right into left field for his first hit of the afternoon. And that will bring to the plate Alex Urban, who, as we mentioned before, has not played in a little bit. He was suffering a back injury and has not played since June 18th. Today he is batting in the 8-hole, playing left field, so let's see what he can do. First pitch swings right through the hard fastball by Widger to go down 0-1. Urban, the Clemson product, a freshman at Clemson, and 53 at-bats, had 3 home runs, so has some power, even though he's only batting in the 8-hole today. Second pitch, close, but just outside. Widger wanted that one, but home plate umpire not giving it to him, so we will split it here, 1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
I got to talk to Urban during the rain delay a week ago, and he was just telling me how much he loves his time at Clemson and his time in Charlottesville and how different it is being here.
And this pitch by Urban is lined right up in the air to shortstop, and he is able to make the catch. Shortstop Ryan McCarty able to make the catch, and that will end the inning for the Tom Sox. They will threaten, but not score. So they will leave 2 on base here, and we are 2-0 in favor of the Braves as we head to the top of the third. We are back here from Crutchfield Park on Bark in the Park night. As we said earlier, a bunch of dogs and people getting in here for free, thanks to Carter Bank and Trust. We'll head to the top of the third here. We have Brent Taylor, the left fielder, Ryan McCarty, and Ian Diaz to lead off the inning. The Tom Sox threaten in the bottom of the second, but cannot score to even up the score here. We are down. Tom Sox are down 2-0 as we head to the top of the third. Noah Overton comes out for his third inning of work.
Yes, we'll have to see how he performs on the mound. Hopefully he doesn't get taken out of the game.
Looks like we have a right-hander warming up in the Tom Sox bullpen just in case Overton struggles in this inning, but hopefully he's able to work out of it. And this one line to second base on the ground. Great play there at second by Will Safford, and he's able to make the throw in time for the first out of the inning. So Brent Taylor retired there on a ground out to second base, so he starts his day 0 for 2, and that will bring Ryan McCarty, the shortstop product, out of Penn State Abington. As we mentioned earlier, we have a lot of Penn State media members on our team here tonight, including my co-anchor, Brooke Stake. And the first pitch, high check swing there by Ryan McCarty, but he's able to hold it up for a 1-0 count.
Yes, I'm going to have to root for this fellow Penn Stater right now. It's rare to see them in the Valley Baseball League.
And this one lined into left center field for McCarty's first hit of the game, and he is rounding first, but will return back. So a nice line drive there for Ryan McCarty, as we mentioned, the Penn State Abington product, to get the first runner on base of the inning for the Stanton Braves. And that'll bring Ian Diaz to the plate. As we mentioned, Diaz has a very high average. We mentioned how Overton's going to have to work really hard to keep these guys off the base paths. Diaz with a 327 on-base per average, batting average here. Let's see if he can bring over the runner. And this one is popped up shallow right field, and Amos calls him off there and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Ian Diaz there not able to replicate his double that he had last inning. Pops out an shallow right field to Logan Amos for the second out of the inning.
It's nice that Amos called that off. Out in that sun out there, it can get hard to see. So it's glad he has the sunglasses on. He called that off, got that easy out.
Yeah, Will Safford was sitting under it for a little bit, but at the last moment, Logan Amos called him off and made the play. So great catch there by Amos to call off his second baseman. And that'll bring to the plate Luke Traynor, who got on base via the error in the second inning by pitcher Noah Overton, which eventually led to some run scoring. First pitch is dropped, low and outside, dropped by Wyatt Langford, but the runner at first does not advance, so 1-0 count here for Luke Traynor. As we mentioned, that error last inning really cost the Tom Sox both one run scored on the play, and then Traynor would eventually score. But as we mentioned, this team gives up a lot of errors, and you cannot afford to do that here in the Valley Baseball League. Second pitch outside. Traynor thought about swinging at it, but thought better of it, and that'll bring the count to 2-0 here for Noah Overton. Overton's had a very split outing so far, had a brilliant first inning of work, and then had to work hard in the second inning, gave up 2 runs, but able to escape. Third pitch low in the dirt, good block there by Wyatt Langford to keep the ball in front of him, and that'll bring the count to 3-0 here, 2 outs for the Braves, and a runner on first in Ryan McCarty. Overton comes set, and the pitch, low in the dirt, and it pops up and goes behind Langford, and the runner will advance to second. So a pass ball there by Wyatt Langford will allow him to go to first base on a 4-pitch walk, and that'll bring to the plate Joey Hoiga.
Those pass balls are huge for, anyone that's on first base. They're going to steal. There's lots of steals in this league, and as you said, we have how many steals this season so far?
Yeah, 40 stolen bases through 15 games. As I mentioned, more than all of 2019, and every team in the Valley Baseball League is very active on the base pass. So behind the dish, you got to stop what you can and limit the damage. And this one grounded to third base. Oh, just gets past the third baseman, Cam Guidry. That'll go into left field, scoring 1 run. And the throw cut off at third, but not in time. So 1 run, Ryan McCarty will score on the play, and that is a 2-out double for Joey Hoiga with his first RBI of the game.
Now it looks like Guidry had his glove down on the bag, but the ball I think it hopped right over it and just went right down the line over his head.
Yeah, great play there by Guidry, or almost, I should say, made a great play. Had a great slide, just went under his glove there and went into left field. And, Alex Urban was not able to make the play in time, so 1 run did score on the play. And the Braves are threatening once again. They have 2 runners in scoring position with Cole Ragone coming to the plate. Ragone singled back in the second inning. And he has another opportunity here with 2 men on, 2 out here in the top of the third with the Braves up ahead of the Tom Sox 3-0. And that pitch is low, just low for Overton. He really wanted that one, but home plate umpire says not quite. And that'll bring the count to 1-1 here for Overton against Cole Ragone. Overton comes set, checks the runner at second. And the pitch, just on the inside corner there. Great placement there by Overton to bring the count to 1-2. And Noah Overton is 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning and limiting the damage for the Tom Sox here as they try to fight back from an early 3-0 deficit against the Stanton Braves. Overton gets his sign, comes set, and the pitch. And this one is lined to right field, but that'll go out of play. So great job there by Cole Ragone to keep himself alive here in the 1-2 count. And we will do it again. 1-2 count here, 2 outs in the top of the third. Tom Sox trailing 3-0. Noah Overton trying to escape another sketchy situation with 2 men on, 2 in scoring position here. And this one lined to right field again, but also foul. Great job here from Cole Ragone to foul off these pitches and keep himself alive here against a hard-throwing left-hander.
You know, obviously to the right of us, we have the creek where a lot of foul balls go. I wonder how many foul balls are in that creek over there. It seems like every game there's at least 20 that get hit over there.
Way too many foul balls over in that forest to the right of us here. And this pitch, just low and inside, says the home plate umpire, and that'll bring the count to 2-2. Yeah, in left field, we have all the fans to collect the balls. In right field, we have that stream, and those balls are not coming back. So I would love to know how much money they've spent each year on collecting those foul balls, or buying new ones, I should say. Overton comes set, the 2-2 pitch, fouled off again by Cole Ragone, as this is becoming a long at-bat, as he has fouled off 4 straight pitches to keep himself alive here. On deck, should the Braves keep the inning alive, is catcher Luke Lindemood, who got a sacrifice bunt in the second inning, last inning. Overton trying to fight back here. 2-2 count, 2 outs. And the pitch, right down the middle of the plate. And that is a looking strikeout there for Cole Ragone. And Noah Overton will escape the threatening Stanton Braves. They will score 1 run in the inning on just 1 hit, 1 walk, and they left 2 on base. The Tom Sox come to the plate down 3-0 in the bottom of the third. Tom Sox will come back to the plate here in the bottom of the third, trailing 3-0. An impressive inning there from the Stanton Braves. Good job by Noah Overton, the pitcher, to limit the damage here. But that'll bring Will Safford to the plate, who the VCU product yet to get his first hit, LSU product, yet to get his first hit here in Charlottesville. He lays down a bunt, but pulls back, but strike 1 called anyway. Chris Widger in his 3rd inning of work has not allowed a single run yet, and only allowed 2 hits so far, so good outing so far from the lefty. Second pitch just on the outside corner. Safford does not like that one, but it is called strike 2 anyways, and he is down 0-2. And like we said before, guys, when they're in their slump, Just seems to be like every count, you're going 0-2, 1-2, and Safford's feeling it here. Let's see if the lefty can get him out. Another pitch on the outside corner, but this one called ball 1 by home plate umpire. So 1-2 count here for Will Safford as Chris Widger tries to continue his impressive outing so far for the Stanton Braves. Comes set, the pitch, and this one is flied out to left center field. Chasing in the outfielder, and a great sliding grab there by the left fielder, Bren Taylor, to get the first out of the inning.
Looks like he just slid on his one knee right there.
Yeah, looked like one of those balls that might just bloop in for an infield, or excuse me, a shallow outfield single, but not quite, as Will Safford is denied his first hit of the season, and that will be the first Tom Sox out of the inning. And that will bring Garrick Evil to the plate here. He reached on a walk in the first inning, but was stranded at first base his first time at bat. He's showing bunt as well, pulls back, and that ball is called outside by home plate umpire. So 1-0 count here. As you said, Ebel having a great year so far with the Tom Sox. Last night made his return from the injured list after getting hit in the chest out in a game in Harrisonburg. Second pitch high. And Ebel, the Virginia Tech Hokie, is ahead of the count, 2-0 here. Third pitch outside. Nice try to frame it there by Luke Lindemood, but it is still called outside. 3-0 here for Garrick Ebel, who walked in his first at-bat, so a lot more patient here in his game against the Braves. Let's see if it pays off here. Oh, and Garrick Ebel starts taking steps to first base, but that one was called a strike on the outside corner by the home plate umpire. So we'll do it again. 3-1 count here for Garrick Ebel.
He was ready for that ball 4 right there.
I always love it when players start walking to first base and the umpire says, not so fast. This one inside. He pauses this time before he walks to first base, but it is called ball 4. So Garrick Ebel on base to hopefully start a Tom Sox rally here, which will bring Wyatt Langford, the catcher, to the plate here. In his first at-bat, Langford grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to erase Ebel's walk in the first inning. So hopefully this time at-bat does not erase the bases.
Yeah, I just noticed that Langford, he's had 3 different walk-up songs this season. One of our interns told him to make it Drake and Josh, and that just played.
This one low in the dirt by Widger, but great stop there by Lindemood. Yes, as you mentioned, Wyatt Langford has told our team, you can pick my walk-up song. So he's had a few different ones. He had the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme, which was personally my favorite. Now he's rocking the Drake and Bell theme song, which another classic of people our age. And this one grounded to third base, but it is foul right past Coach Corey Kohler. That'll be 1-1 count here for Wyatt Langford. And Langford told our team, hey, as long as I'm hitting well, you can keep it at the Drake and Josh theme song. So far, Drake Bell is doing well for Wyatt Langford. Let's see if he can capitalize here with a runner on first. Widger tries to pick off Ebel at first, but not in time. He was able to escape back to first base, and we will start 1-1 here, 1 out in inning number 3 for the Tom Sox. Widger comes set. As we mentioned, a nice pickoff move there by Widger. This time goes home with it, and it is high for ball 2. As we mentioned here in the Valley Baseball League, a lot of stolen bases, some aggressive base running, and as we mentioned, this Tom Sox team is among the best in the league in snatching some bases. So this Braves lineup and fielding rotation being very careful of that today. That pitch inside, but called a strike by home plate umpire, so that'll be 2-2 count here against Wyatt Langford, the Florida product.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Ebel's going to steal to second here. Looks like he's coming off first base by a lot.
Big lead there and this one is lined straight into center field. Ebel rounding second, but will stay there. A nice 2-strike approach there for Wyatt Langford to get his first hit of the day. And now the Tom Sox have 1 runner in scoring position and 1 on first with just 1 out in the inning.
That was almost the same hit as Guidry had up to bat, right down the middle. That's exactly where they needed to be and to advance Ebel.
Yeah, great base running there by Ebel. As we mentioned, had a big lead, so he had a nice jump. And he made a hard turnaround second, but decided to stay there. And now the Tom Sox are set up with 2 men on with 1 out. And that will bring Cole Foster to the plate, who flew out to left field in his first at-bat, hoping for a better outcome this time as there's a runner in scoring position set up for him already. Widger comes set, and the pitch, low for ball 1.
Yeah, on the last doubleheader on Sunday, Foster's 11-game reach base streak was ended, so hopefully he can, start this over.
Yeah, and Cole Foster had a great web gem of a play in last night's game against the Lumberjacks to potentially save the game for pitcher Chase Santala in what would go on to be a 3-1 win. Let's see if he can give the Tom Sox the lead here as that pitch, is low for ball 2.
Starting to hear all the dogs bark now.
It is called Bark in the Park for a reason, yes. But it is a great crowd here tonight at Crutchfield Park. As we said, free of admission thanks to Carter Bank and Trust. It is beautiful weather here, only 78 degrees in Charlottesville. A couple clouds in the sky, but no chance of rain. This pitch popped up in the infield and shallow left center field. It's a shortstop. Wow, great play there by Ryan McCarty to make it all the way. And the throw back to second is in time. Wow. Garrick Evil got a little too aggressive on the base paths, waiting to see if that ball would drop. It did not, and he is tagged out at second base for a double play to stop the Tom Sox rally. So we will head to the top of the 4th. Tom Sox still down 3-0. This is Tom Sox TV. As we head to the top of the 4th here, the Tom Sox trail 3-0, and we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Tom Sox. It is Carter Spivey out of East Carolina University. Spivey with the Tom Sox has only appeared in 2 games, has 4.2 innings so far, and has an ERA of 3.85. So not terrible, pretty solid, but definitely some room to grow. Spivey at East Carolina had a frightening ERA this season of 7.98. So hopefully looking to bring back that ERA down to earth and improve here in Charlottesville this summer.
And it looks like his first appearance at Covington this year, he struck out 4 in just 1.2 innings. So
as we've learned with the Tom Sox roster, a lot of high strikeout guys, and that's just the Valley Ball League in general. Valley Baseball League in general. Coming to the plate will be Cole Ragone, the 7-hole hitter for the Stanton Braves, looking to increase their lead here in the 4th. And this one is popped up in foul territory, but first baseman is gonna... No, the second baseman calls him off there. Will Safford, great communication there by Safford to call off Garrett Spikes, who looked like he had it the whole way, but at the last second, Safford calls him off and gets the first out of the inning in foul territory.
It's nice to see the effort from the second baseman, coming out past the line to get that out.
Yeah, great effort by him there to call off his teammate, had a much easier angle to the ball, and able to make the play there. So Spivey gets his first out of the inning, and that will bring Luke Lindemood to the plate, who had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. That first pitch called in for a low strike. Excuse me, that will bring Gabe Jennings to the plate, not Lindemood. That'll bring the second baseman, Gabe Jennings, to the plate, who struck out in his first inning, or in his first plate appearance. And this one is hit out to shortstop. Fielded by Foster, and the play, made in time, but it is dropped at first base by first baseman Garrett Spike. So great play there by Cole Foster to get it there in time, but it is dropped. And that will go down as an E3 for first baseman Garrett Spikes.
Looks like there's been some trouble on the first base tonight. Hopefully, that was a close call anyway. He was almost at the plate as soon as the ball went in his glove.
Yeah, close play there. Great job by Cole Foster to get it there in time, but Garrett Spikes not able to help his teammate out, and that'll bring the first base runner to the plate here for the Braves in the fourth. Spivey comes set, looks back the runner, and this one on the outside corner, good placement there by Spivey. As we mentioned before, Spivey only played in 2 games so far with the Sox in just 4.2 innings of work. Already has 6 strikeouts. Let's see if he can get one here against Joe De Los Santos. This ball low, check swing there by De Los Santos, but held up in time. And that'll bring the count to 1-1. So 1-1 here for Spivey going up against Joe De Los Santos with 1 gone in the 4th inning. De Los Santos is 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout and a foul out to the pitcher. At that time was Noah Overton. Spivey comes set here, and the 1-1 swings right through it there for a 1-2 count. Great pitch there by Spivey to get the swing and miss from the speedy Joe De Los Santos.
It's nice his last appearance was against the same team, the Stanton Braves. Looks like he threw 44 pitches on Monday, so to have the same field, the same team, it's good that he's back on the mound.
Yes, Spivey had a great 2/3 of an inning in relief one game and then pitched 4 the other day, as you mentioned, against the Stanton Braves. This one high and inside for De Los Santos as the count will go to 1-2 here. 2-2, excuse me.
Sorry.
Spivey comes set, looks back the runner at first. And the 2-2 delivery. Great pitch there on the off speed to get De Los Santos looking for the second out of the inning.
It's a great pitch by Spivey. He took his time, he waited for that one, and it was right down the middle.
Yeah, great off-speed pitch there by the right-hander from East Carolina to get the second out of the inning and his first strikeout of the afternoon. We have some clouds coming over from the left field side of the field. Does not look to be threatening just yet, but we will see as the game goes on.
Looks like we have another Millersville player up to bat right now.
Yes, the Millersville product, Brent Taylor, as we mentioned, also 0 for 2, struck out in the first inning as a part of Noah Overton's 1-2-3 first, and then grounded out to second base in the third.
Speaking of the clouds in Pennsylvania, I was going to say it feels nice right now. It feels like Pennsylvania weather, not 95 degrees. I'm trying to get used to the Virginia weather that you have all the time down here.
Oh, and this pitch high and off the glove of Wyatt Langford as the runner, Gabe Jennings, will advance to second base. Yes, it is a beautiful day here in Charlottesville. Cool enough, we had some games here where it is miserable to sit outside. Luckily, we are in the booth for those games. But it is a beautiful night for Bark in the Park, sponsored by the Charlottesville SPCA tonight.
Yes, it looks like you can adopt some dogs tonight that are here, which is great for the fans if they want to walk around and see what dogs are available.
Yes, great organization, the SPCA. Has some dogs available tonight. They threw out our first pitch. This pitch swung right through it by Brent Taylor for a 2-1 count here. Beautiful night for Bark in the Park. Last night we had our public health appreciation night for all the people fighting COVID-19 on the front lines. Tonight we have Bark in the Park. Different vibe, but still appreciated. And this pitch lined foul, and the on-deck hitter, Ryan McCarty, makes a great play there to grab the pitch, but That does not count as an out. It'll be 2-2 here, 2 outs in the top of the 4th for Carter Spivey. Spivey looks back, the runner at second, comes set. 2-2 here against the lefty Brent Taylor. And the 2-2. Swung and grounded to third base. Cam Guidry settles at it, throw on to first. This one caught by Garrett Spikes for the 3rd out of the inning. So Carter Spivey, a great first inning in relief, survives an error at first by Garrett Spikes to keep them scoreless here in the top of the 4th. The Tom Sox will come to the plate in the top of the 4th, trailing 3-0. This is Tom Sox TV.
We'd like to thank Jersey Mike.
We are back here in Crutchfield Park for the bottom of the 4th inning. The Tom Sox trail the Stanton Braves 3-0. Coming to the plate is Garrett Spikes, the Georgia product. He is 0 for 1 so far with a ground out to the first baseman. And this one, first pitch swinging, is lined out in fair territory. The catcher settling under it. Great play there by the catcher, Luke Lindemood, to settle under it up against the fence for the 1st out of the inning.
Spikes was not happy with that one there. That was close. That was almost, either going over the cutoff part of the fence and into the spectator's hands or into the catcher's glove, and went right into the catcher's glove there.
Yeah, unfortunate play there for Spikes, who had an error in that top half of the 4th, so a little bit frustrated with himself. But great play there by Luke Lindemood to fend off the fence and make the grab for the 1st out of the inning. And that will bring Cam Guidry to the plate. First pitch, well, but called a strike by the home plate umpire, 0-1. Guidry in his last plate appearance singled and then advanced to third on a line drive hit by Mackenzie Pate, but was not able to score, which has been a common theme for the Tom Sox today. Second pitch looks like in the same spot, taken for a strike again by Cam Guidry.
Yeah, it seems like the Tom Sox are really getting their runs on the board later in their games recently. I've seen that in the past 3 games, so hopefully they can pick it up here.
And the pitch swung right through it by Cam Guidry. Decides to swing it. This one looked a little high, but Cam Guidry swings through it anyway for the strikeout. And that'll be the 2nd out of the inning for the Tom Sox, which will bring Logan Amos to the plate, looking to keep the Tom Sox alive here in the bottom of the 4th. Yeah, as you mentioned last night, the Tom Sox, we were scoreless through here. There were a couple innings here at Crutchfield until late in the game via that Garrick Evil double, which brought home the first runs of the game. But Tom Sox, I'm sure they would appreciate scoring some runs earlier in their game for the pitching staff. First pitch to Logan Amos here is high for ball 1. Amos reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning, looking to get his first hit of the ball game here against the lefty. And this one grounded to second base. Settling under it is Jennings. Throw on to first, and they are out. So the Tom Sox go down in order, 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 4th, and we will head to the top of the 5th here at Crutchfield Park. This is Tom Sox TV. We'll be right back. We are back from Crutchfield Park. Dylan Castaigne with my co-anchor, Brooke Stake. Tom Sox trail 3-0 as we head to the top of the 5th here. Carter Spivey, the ECU product, heads back to the plate, or mound, for a second inning of relief. Coming to the plate will be Ryan McCarty. McCarty, coming out of Penn State Abington, as we mentioned before, killed it there in 101 at-bats, had a .436 batting average, trying to bring that here back to the Valley Baseball League. He's 1 for 2 today, and then advanced to second on the pass ball, and then eventually would score last inning in the third inning for the third run of the game for the Stanton Braves. First pitch here, grounded to shortstop, fielded by Foster, throw onto Spikes at first is in time for the first out of the inning. Quick work of McCarty there by Carter Spivey to get the first out of the inning.
It's a nice play by Cole Foster as well, getting that into Spike's glove quickly.
Yeah, nice sure-handed play there by the shortstop Cole Foster. He's known to flash the leather last night, had a fantastic play to save the game for the Tom Sox, and also able to make the easy plays there as he gets to ground out. And that'll bring Ian Diaz to the plate. Diaz, as we mentioned, a very high average hitter, batting .327, as we've said, and is 1 for 2 so far. He scored in the second inning as a part of that E1 on the weird fielder's choice there by error by Noah Overton, the pitcher at that time. And he comes here with no one on and 1 out. Second pitch high in the zone, but called a strike for a 1-1 count.
I noticed too, even, besides his hitting, he was really fast on the bases, rounding them. So hopefully, if he gets on base, he'll definitely be someone to watch there.
Yeah, Diaz very speedy on the base paths. 5 stolen bases so far this season. We'll watch as this pitch go in there for a called strike. Great off-speed pitch there by Carter Spivey to trick the speedy, as we mentioned there, Ian Diaz for a called strike 2. Spivey only 1 K so far in this game, looking for a second one here against Diaz, and the pitch low and outside. Diaz wanted to swing but held back in time for ball 2. Diaz, as you mentioned, has stolen 5 stolen bases already in the Valley Baseball League. As we've mentioned time and time again, a lot of stolen bases in the Valley Baseball League. But Wyatt Langford, heck of a catcher behind the dish for the Tom Sox, known to throw out a guy or two. And this pitch is lined into right field. Getting under it is Logan Amos as he makes the grab to retire the second batter of the inning, Ian Diaz.
And the Tom Sox have 2 quick outs right there.
Yeah, for the Tom Sox, that is exactly what you want. After Noah Overton had a couple of long innings filled with errors and long at-bats, Carter Spivey making quick work of the Braves here in the top of the 5th. And that'll bring the left-handed hitter, Luke Traynor, to the plate. Luke Traynor was the one who hit into that ground ball that went to Garrett Spikes, but the fielding error by Noah Overton made him safe. So technically, he is 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch, he's looking, and that one is right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. Traynor also getting on base in the third inning via a walk, so he's on base twice today, but does not have a hit so far in the game. Looking to get his first one here against the ECU product, Carter Spivey. Second pitch high on the outside corner. He did not like that call. Traynor did not, but doesn't matter. That is strike 2. 0-2 here, 2 outs in the top of the 5th for Carter Spivey. And the pitch. And this one is grounded to second base. Great job there by Safford. Makes the play on to Garrett Spikes. And that is a 1-2-3 inning there for Carter Spivey for his second inning of relief. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th. Tom Sox still trailing 2-1. This is Tom Sox TV. We are back from Crutchfield Park on Bark in the Park night, a beautiful night in Charlottesville. A cool 76 degrees as the clouds are starting to come in from left field, but as we said before, not threatening just yet. Chris Widger still out on the mound for the Braves in his 5th inning so far. Great start from him so far. No runs on just a couple of hits for the Rowan College product. Coming to the plate for the Tom Sox in the bottom of the 5th will be Mackenzie Pate, who had a line drive to center field for his first hit of the game. As we mentioned, Pate has been slumping a little bit recently, but every slump, you got to come out of it one at-bat at a time. Pate with a great job in the 2nd inning to get his first hit of the game, and who knows, maybe this is the start of something new. 1-0 pitch here. Inside. Good job from Pate to avoid the pitch there, and it'll go 2-0 from Chris Widger. Still no action in the Braves bullpen, so this inning as of now is Widgers and Widgers alone. Widger comes set, and the pitch, another inside. Great dance move there by Mackenzie Pate to get out of the way. Chris Widger started the game with a simplified windup coming, facing the batter but doing some sort of step, but now he's thrown from the stretch even with no one on here in the bottom of the 5th. And the 2-0 pitch. Right down the middle, 3-0 pitch, 3-0 pitch is right down the middle for Mackenzie Pate, being a little patient there, but that one is called in the zone for strike 1. 3-1 count for Mackenzie Pate.
Yeah, I actually just talked to Pate at the Tom Sox Kids Camp, and he was there coaching. He had a great time.
And this one fouled off by Pate behind the plate, and now we're going to go full. Yes, the Tom Sox hosted their annual youth camp this week and next week. A great chance for the players to meet some of the kids in the Charlottesville community, and a great way for the kids to meet some collegiate athletes who they'll get to know more and more throughout the summer in these Tom Sox games. Payoff pitch. Widger comes set. High and outside. Great patience there from Mackenzie Pate to draw a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th, hoping to start something here for the Tom Sox. Tom Sox today have had trouble leaving runners on. So far, they've left 4 runners on in just the first 4 innings of work. So that's something for a team that's struggling to score runs. You can't be doing that too often. So let's see if they can bring Mackenzie Pate home here, and attempting to do that will be Alex Urban. Urban fied out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning, and first pitch swinging, but that one's going to go out of play.
All the kids are running for that foul ball. It's not quite in the creek and not in the parking lot, right in the middle there.
Right in the middle there. Of course, as long as the kids don't hear a crash when the ball flies through a windshield, it is all good here at Crutchfield Park. Some cars parked a little too close for my liking, but I make sure to park far away. Widger throws over to first base, but Pate back with more than enough time. Pate's one of those guys who, that's exactly who you want to get on base to start the inning. Great speed threat, great high average. Normally, as we mentioned early in the season, had a very high average, so you can always expect him to steal a base or two. This pitch fouled off again by Alex Urban, as he is now down 0-2 here. Pate the speed threat, but great move as we saw earlier from Chris Widger, able to hold the runners, and he's done a great job so far at limiting the running game. The Tom Sox, who we've mentioned, have done a great job of stealing bases, have been held to 0 so far tonight. The 0-2 pitch outside off-speed pitch there for Widger, who tried to get Alex Urban, who, as we mentioned, is making his return from injury today. After a back injury, he's been out for a few days since the 18th, but he's making his return to the Tom Sox lineup. He could come up big here for the Tom Sox with a runner on first, trailing 3-0. This pitch fouled off.
And even though he was out, he still has 7 RBIs for the Tom Sox, which is also leading the board there too. So it's really impressive from him.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, Urban, a great RBI guy here, and with the speed of Pate on first, if you drive something to the gap, Pate will be able to score from first with that speed that we mentioned. The Coastal Carolina product. Oh, this pitch inside, but does not hit Urban. Urban, I'm sure after his back injury, is a little hesitant with these pitches inside, but able to avoid that one as it almost went by his feet. Great stop there by Luke Lindemuth to keep Pate from advancing. And we'll go 2-2 here. The count is even. And the pitch popped up. The third baseman, Ragone, settles under it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So Alex Urban is retired with a fly out to the third baseman for the first out of the inning. And that will bring to the plate Will Safford, the LSU freshman. He only he had 35 at-bats, but only had .086 average with the Tigers this year. Trying to make some improvements over the summer here with the Tom Sox, but as of yet, still hitless in Charlottesville, hoping to break out of that slump today. First pitch lines this one to right field in the Charlottesville bullpen, but foul. Great job there by the Charlottesville catchers to get out of the way of that ball. And Will Safford looking to just make contact here, hopefully advance Pate from first. Let's see if he can do it here, facing the lefty, Chris Widger. Comes set. Pitch high and inside. Whoa, great job there by Safford to get out of the way. Little chin music there from the lefty, Chris Widger. We have Mackenzie Pate on first, 1 out, and the count is 1-1 to LSU's Will Safford. Pitch outside again.
Pate's really looking to advance to second there. He was taking a pretty large lead off there.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Pate a stolen base threat anytime he gets on, and with the team struggling to score runs, you got to manufacture them however you can. This pitch drops into left field for Will Safford, and he gets his first hit as a Tom Sock as he drops that one into shallow left field, and Mackenzie Pate will advance to second.
Yes, that was right over the third baseman and shortstop's head, so great placement there too.
Great job there by Will Safford to get his first hit out as a Tom Sock, and that has to be a large weight off his shoulders as he now has his first hit, and he's able to advance Mackenzie Pate to second. And it looks like their pitching coach for the Braves is coming to the mound. The bullpen is still silent, so as of right now, it is still Widger's job to get out of this inning, but the pitching coach is going to have a conversation, see if he can settle down his lefty, who's had a fantastic game so far on the mound for the Braves.
So 1 out here. We have 2 Tom Sox on bases. Top of the order up, Garrett Ebel. He's in a great spot right now. Hopefully he can advance them.
Yes, Ebel, as we mentioned, last night had a 2 RBI double that helped the Tom Sox gain the win over the Lumberjacks. Hoping for the same thing here tonight against the Braves. And he certainly has a chance with the speedy Mackenzie Pate at second and Will Safford, the LSU product, at first. Comes set in the first pitch. Swing right through it by Garrett Ebel. Ebel is second on the Tom Sox with a .267 batting average. And as we mentioned last night, he made his return from the injured list after a stint there after getting hit in the chest by a ball against the Harrisonburg Turks about a week ago.
Yeah, that was not fun to see. The trainers came rushing for him right after that. He was doing some exercises.
That pitch outside, 1-1 count to Ebel.
Told me he had a bruised lung. It was not good for him to breathe, so he just wanted to take a break, see how he was doing, and now he's back in action.
Luckily for the Tom Sox, his backup, Wyatt Langford, also doing pretty solid. Leads the team with a .281 batting average, and as you mentioned earlier, had a walk-off a few nights ago. Oh, this one inside, and it gets away from the catcher, Lindemood, and the runners will advance. So now the Tom Sox get even closer to threatening here as both runners advance. Now there are runners at second and third for Garrett Ebel looking to make the first Tom Sox run of the game. And with that, now we see some motion going in the Braves bullpen. But as of right now, the pitcher still got to get warmed up, so it is Chris Widger's job to get out of this jam as of now. 1-1 pitch inside again, and this one gets away from Lindemood, but not far enough away for Pate, even as fast as he is, not able to score. So right now, guys on second and third here. 3-1 count to Garrett Ebel, the solid hitter in the Tom Sox lineup, who has a .267 batting average and has 8 RBIs on the season and looking to get 1 or maybe even 2 more here in the bottom of the 5th. Widger comes set, checks back the runner, and the 3-1. Right over the plate there. Get me over fastball from Widger, and Garrett Ebel just stares at it.
Yeah, last time he was up to plate, he wasn't sure if his balls were strikes or not. He wanted to, take that walk, but hopefully he can get on base again with the hit.
And the full count pitch, lined right back. And some of the fans jump back as that ball was lined straight backwards off the bat of Garrett Ebel. And we will reset here, full count, 1 out. Tom Sox trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th, but threatening with 2 runners in scoring position. Widger comes set, the lefty. And the payoff pitch swung and a miss by Garrett Ebel, and he yells out in frustration that he's not able to advance the hitters. So that'll be the second out of the inning. Great pitch there from Chris Widger to get the second out of the inning via a swinging strikeout by Garrick Ebel.
Yeah, Ebel definitely not happy with that. And when he was thrown out at second base earlier, definitely was not happy about that either. So hopefully he can pick up his head.
And that'll bring Wyatt Langford to the plate. Langford, as we mentioned, out of Florida, has had a great job backing up Garrick Ebel while he was on the injured list. And this one, first pitch swing, it is popped up into shallow right field. The second baseman, Jennings, is under it, and he makes the catch for the third out. So the Tom Sox threaten again. We have 2 men on in scoring position, but cannot bring them home. So heading to the top of the 6th, the Tom Sox trail 3-0. This is Tom Sox TV. We are back inside of Crutchfield Park. The Tom Sox trail 3-0 as we head to the top of the 6th. Carter Spivey from ECU is back on for his 3rd inning of relief. Great job from Spivey so far in relief of Noah Overton. Has not allowed a single hit just yet and 1 strikeout. So let's see if Spivey can continue his great outing as he faces Joey Holiga, the DH for the Braves. First pitch grounded. A slow roller at shortstop. Oh, cut off by the third baseman and the throw. In time, but dropped again by Garrett Spikes. As the runner runs into fair territory on the Spikes, makes a tag here. So a weird play of events as the base runner, Holiga, was safe on the play but thought he was out. So he ran into fair territory and Garrett Spikes, recovering from his error, his 2nd error of the game, tags out Holiga. So weird way to start the inning there, but an outs and out for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, wow, I don't think I've seen that before. I mean, he was just chasing him around the first base umpire, but glad he got him out after that error.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there from Holiga, but anyway, an outs and out, and that'll bring to the plate Cole Ragone, the 3rd baseman for the Braves. First pitch low, great scoop there by catcher Wyatt Langford for the Tom Sox, able to keep the ball in front of him.
We're now in the scoreless sixth inning, the Tom Sox like to call it, so fans who are the loudest can win a Raising Cane's gift card.
Yes, Tom Sox great at home this season, have only allowed 1 run in the 6th inning. And that pitch in for a called strike. Ragone didn't think so, but that is strike 1. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Spivey comes set, and the 1-1. Outside for ball 2. So as you mentioned, the Tom Sox have the scoreless 6 promotion. Great job by the Tom Sox promotion team to really get the fans involved this season. I've noticed a great job of getting the Tom Sox fans out to the park and then also getting them involved. Obviously, it helps to have a good team behind that, and this pitch is fouled off deep to right field, and that's going to go into the forest.
Definitely helps the players too, motivates them. They're getting through the 6th inning, going into the 7th here.
And the 2-2 pitch by Spivey. Oh, and just fouled off at the plate by Cole Ragone. And correction, the Tom Sox have allowed 2 runs this season. The score was 6, but still impressive in the amount of play. They played 9 games. This is the 10th game at home this season. And to only allow 2 runs in the 6 is pretty impressive. So let's see if they can keep that streak up here tonight against the Braves.
Definitely, and who wouldn't want a Raising Cane's gift card?
Oh, and that pitch swung through by Cole Ragone. Great pitch there by Spivey to get the 2nd out of the scoreless 6 for the Tom Sox, which will bring Luke Lindemood, the catcher for this game, up to the plate. Lindemood is 0 for 1 so far this game with a foul fly out to the second baseman and also a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd.
Fans are getting louder as this inning continues.
Fans very excited in the scoreless 6 as they try to get their free Canes box, as you mentioned. First pitch from Spivey inside to Luke Lindemood. He's able to dance away from it. And that'll bring a 1-0 count.
You can hear the dogs are excited too. More barking coming.
Yeah, great crowd out here tonight for the Sox. They've done a great job of, as I said, bringing fans to the park. And they've all able to come to the park for free thanks to Carter Bank and Trust. Second pitch high and inside from Spivey. Crossed up Langford a little bit there, jumping at the pitch. Maybe had missed a sign or something like that. But it is a 2-0 count here for Spivey against Luke Lindemood in the top of the 6th.
And it looks like he just changed baseballs with the umpire. So he wanted a new one. He's ready for this pitch.
Spivey with his new ball, 2-0 count. And this one is fouled off. And this is going to go out of play behind the batting cage. For pitchers, pitching is such a feel thing. Sometimes, in this at-bat, Spivey was 2-0, gets a new baseball, immediately throws a strike. So you never know. Pitchers are so particular about what they can and can't do. And in this way, so far, it's worked out for Spivey. Let's see if he can continue it against Lindemood here with 2 out, in the top of the 6th. This pitch high and inside, and that'll be ball 3.
Spivey, he's doing a great job right now, coming in the 4th inning. You're in the 6th inning here. You're about 2 outs right now, so hopefully he can continue.
Spivey, 3-1 count, looking to fight back against Lindemood. And the pitch, swung right through it, high and inside, but got the swing anyway from Lindemood. As you mentioned, Spivey has done a great job in relief after a mixed outing from Noah Overton. You thought he was going to have a great outing. Came out through 3 straight strikeouts, but ended up giving up 3 earned runs. He's on board for the loss tonight if the Tom Sox can't come back. The full count pitch, low and outside for ball 4 to Luke Lindemood for the first base runner of the inning. And that will bring Gabe Jennings, the second baseman for the Braves, to the plate here.
Second baseman number 41, Gabe Jennings.
Jennings is 0 for 2. He struck out the 2nd, and then an error by Garrett Spikes back in the 4th. So let's see if he can get his first hit of the afternoon here against Spivey with 1 runner on.
We have a big Let's Go Sox chant going on here at Crutchfield Park.
First pitch from Spivey, fouled off back behind the plate, back into the stream, and that's another ball that we will not recover here at Crutchfield. As you mentioned, a very lively crowd from the Tom Sox tonight. Everyone coming out, seeing all the dogs, and honoring the the CSPCA here in Charlottesville. The 0-1 count from Spivey. Swung right through by Gabe Jennings for the the second strike. And he's down 0-2 here.
Fans are starting to clap again to Let's Go Sox.
Tom Sox fans looking for another score with 6 here as Carter Spivey looks to escape a 2-out walk as he has 0-2 against Gabe Jennings. The pitch fouled off right back behind home plate, scaring the fan that is directly behind home plate. And we're still 0-2 here.
Yeah, the fans who sit there with their, lawn chairs against, it's a really great view, but you have to be careful. Those balls do come back fast on the fence.
That is a brave spot to sit in. Obviously, the fence is there for a reason, but still, it can get you and scare you a little bit. 0-2, Spivey looking to escape another inning. And the delivery, grounded off, just past the pitcher, second baseman. Gets it and throw onto first just in time. Great play there by Will Safford to make the play, and the Sox get another score with 6 here at Crutchfield Park. The Tom Sox will come to the bottom of the 6th, still trailing 3-0 here at Crutchfield Park. This is Tom Sox TV. We'll be right back. We head to the bottom of the 6th here in Crutchfield Park. The Tom Sox still held scoreless against the Stanton Braves. As we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, when the Tom Sox lose, it's usually from a lack of runs, as most losses are. Tom Sox averaging only 1.8 runs per game in their losses, compared to a 6.7 runs per game in their wins. But Tom Sox still got a lot of time left here, and hopefully Cole Foster, as he approaches the plate here, can kickstart that rally for the Sox.
Yes, the Tom Sox need some runs here in order to catch up to the Braves. Hopefully they can do that by the end of this game.
First pitch, high and outside, almost swung at by Cole Foster, but he held his swing. Foster 0 for 2 today, 2 flyouts, 1 to the shortstop in shallow left field, and 1 to the left fielder. So let's see if he can bring a ball to drop in this at bat. Swinging at this one, and is going to dribble foul. As be touched out of bounds by the first baseman, and he is in a 1-1 count here.
Yeah, and that was like right along the first baseline and then just drifted into the foul line.
Yeah, weird thing about baseball is you have to touch the ball in foul territory before it's actually pronounced foul, because sometimes you get those weird balls that will start foul and then roll fair or vice versa. But Cole Foster was able to keep that one foul, and now he has a 1-1 count against Chris Widger. And the 1-1. Low and outside for ball 2. Widger has had a great outing so far for the Braves in his first outing of the season. 5 innings pitched so far, just 4 hits, 3 walks, and only 2 strikeouts. But the key number there is 0 earned runs. As we mentioned, he's working with a 3-0 lead from his offense, trying to keep it that way here in the 6th. And this one grounded to third base by Cole Foster. Third baseman will go and throw onto first in time for the first out of the inning, as Cole Foster almost able to leg that one out, but not quite, as that will bring Garrett Spikes to the plate here as he looks to kickstart the Tom Sox rally.
Yes, Spikes was not happy with his last at-bat, with the catcher catching it as it went foul.
Yeah, Garrett Spikes committed an error in the 3rd inning, which he was obviously frustrated with, then came to bat in the 4th and flied out to the catcher Lindemuth, who made a great play behind the plate. And now he will come to the plate here in the 6th, 0-2. He is first pitch swinging. This one is popped up in the air to the second baseman. and he settles under it for the second out. So Garrett Spikes, as we mentioned, already frustrated, but that is not going to help. A fly out there on the first pitch to the second baseman, Gabe Jennings. With 2 outs, that'll bring Cam Guidry, a fan favorite, to the plate here. He is 1 for 2 so far, had a single back in the second inning, but was unable to be brought home, and then a strikeout in the fourth. Let's see if he can keep the inning alive here for the Sox. First pitch high, but called a strike. Guidry down 0-1 here against the hard-throwing lefty Chris Widger, as we mentioned, out of Rowan College. This ball fouled behind the plate, out of play. So Guidry down 0-2 here against Widger. Widger, as we mentioned before, had a great season this year at Rowan. He had, in 12 appearances, he was 8-0, 57 innings pitched, and just a 1.26 ERA. Fantastic ERA there from the lefty. And this 0-2 pitch is flied out to deep center field. Settling under it is the center fielder, De Los Santos, and he will make the play. The Tom Sox go down in order here in the bottom of the 6th, still trailing 3-0 as we head to the top of the 7th from Crutchfield Park. This is Tom Sox TV. All right, we are back here in the top of the 7th, and we have a new pitcher for the Tom Sox. Is Will Morrison out of Auburn, one of the many Auburn players here in Charlottesville this summer. Morrison will face De Los Santos, the top of the Braves lineup, to start his outing.
Yes, so Morrison, he's made 5 appearances this year, and 4 of them were scoreless, and he really serves as a closer role for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, obviously not in a closer role tonight, coming early in the 7th inning, trailing, but hopefully he can still limit the damage. Guidry's at short. And with the pitching change, we have a fielding change with the Tom Sox. Cam Guidry has moved over to shortstop, and who was at shortstop, Cole Foster, has moved over to third. So no replacements, just a fielding substitution. And this pitch fouled back. Will Morrison has Joe De Los Santos down 0-2 here. De Los Santos 0 for 3 so far today with 2 strikeouts, 1 swing and 1 looking, and a fly ball, to the pitcher.
Yeah, Cole Foster was really doing a good job as shortstop, getting those balls to first base. There's long balls, so moving him to third is a good spot.
And this ball grounded to second base. Fielded by Safford, gets it just in time. And it looks like the runner, De Los Santos, is coming up limp on the play. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but play there by Tom Sox. Good job by Will Safford to get that ball over there just in time to get the first out of the inning.
Yeah, looks like he's jogging back to the Braves dugout. He took a weird hop after, touching first base, running through, but jogging back seems all right.
Yeah, it looks like a leg injury, but he's walking on his own power with a little bit of a limp, but appears to be okay, which you always love to see. And that'll bring Brent Taylor to the plate here. Brent Taylor, as we mentioned, from Millersville. The sophomore batted .399 for them, and here in the VBL, he's still doing pretty well. .291 for the Braves this season. Faces the right-hander Morrison, and he swings and a miss at the first pitch. Down 0-1. Morrison, as we mentioned, has had 4 scoreless outings, has pitched 8 1/3 innings for the Tom Sox, 11 strikeouts. So great job there so far from the Auburn Tiger, as he tries to limit the damage here and keep the Tom Sox right where they are. Not where they want to be, trailing 3-0, but hopefully they can keep the damage where it's at and head to the bottom of the 7th and make a comeback. Morrison with the closed pitching stance comes. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Good stop there by Langford to keep the ball in front of him. That'll bring the count to 2-1 here to Brent Taylor, who is also 0 for 3 today. 2 groundouts and a swinging strikeout for him. Also looking to get his first hit of the afternoon. Pitch by Morrison, grounded to first base. Oh, off the glove of Spikes and just over the reach of Will Safford. So that ball, great play there by Spikes to get to it, but it just glances off of his glove and over the reach of Will Safford and goes into right field for the Braves' first hit of the inning.
Yeah, a lot of the ball is just taking a weird hop tonight. That went right underneath Spikes over him and then over the second baseman, so...
Yeah, weird bounce there. Great play there by the Tom Sox. Did all that they could, but unfortunately just got over the glove of Will Safford, who almost made a nice barehanded play. But now the Braves have 1 out, 1 man on, and look to threaten here in the top of the 7th. Will Morrison comes set. And the 0-0 pitch. Outside. Good catch there by Wyatt Langford to keep the ball in front of him. At the plate now is Ryan McCarty. McCarty, as we mentioned, from Penn State Abington, batted .436 there. Incredible season there for the Nittany Lions. Looking to repeat that here over the summer with the Braves. And the 1-0 pitch. Swung at it, and that is fouled back behind the plate into the forest again.
Sponsored by Domino's Pizza.
Looks like that foul ball was sponsored by Domino's Pizza. It's interesting we have sponsors for our foul balls. Really gets their name out there.
But when we have so many of them and so many of them that are lost, we have to find a way to pay for all these baseballs we're buying. So sponsors certainly help with that. And the runner goes, but the ball is fouled. Great jump there by Brent Taylor at first, but the foul ball hit by McCarty erases his attempt. And we will be 1-2 here for Will Morrison on the mound and Ryan McCarty at the plate.
The park is packed tonight thanks to our friends at Carter Bank and Trust for free admission. I have not seen this many people here in a while since, everyone was watching Virginia in the College World Series.
Yes, Charlottesville fans were very happy with how their Cavaliers were playing. Unfortunately, runner goes again from second, swing and a miss. Oh, fouled off at the plate. So once again, Brent Taylor tries to steal a base, and Ryan McCarty says, not so fast, get back to first. As you mentioned, the Cavaliers had a great postseason run, made it all the way to Omaha after struggling early in the season, but last night lost 6-2 against the Texas Longhorns to end their season. So great run by the Cavaliers. Community really rallied behind them, but not able to make it all the way. Pickoff move by Morrison, and he's able to get back in time. Good move there by Morrison, but the swift-footed Taylor able to get back. Now we'll do it again. 1-2 count. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Will Morrison trying to limit the damage here and escape another inning. Comes set and the pitch. Runner's running again. This one hit to second and it escapes right past the glove of Safford. The runner, Brent Taylor, is going to advance to third. And that will put runners at the corner here for the Braves. Will Safford there ran to second to cover the stolen base, and a beautiful job of a hit and run by Ryan McCarty to advance Taylor to third.
Yes, Safford was almost there. He did a great job getting over to that side, reaching out just past his glove.
Just past the glove there, as you said, and there's nothing you can do about that. Great job, great dive there by Safford, but just got past him and escaped into right field, and luckily the Tom Sox did a great job of getting to it and limiting Brent Taylor just to third base. But now we got runners on the corners here for Will Morrison as he tries to keep the score right where it is, 3-0, with the Braves leading here in the 7th. Morrison comes set. And the 0-0. On the outside corner of the plate for strike one against Ian Diaz. Diaz, as we mentioned, a high average hitter with the Braves, doing really well this season, batting .327 heading into the night, but struggled a little bit tonight. Did have a double in the second inning and later scored, but other than that, he is 1 for 3, looking to bring home a runner here. And a pickoff move by Morrison, not in time. That is Ryan McCarty for the Braves on first. McCarty, not known for his speed, but has stolen a base or two in his time. Has 12 this summer, so very fast guy. Tom Sox got to keep an eye on him over at first, and he steals here with first and third, but this ball is grounded to third base, keeps in fair territory. The throw goes home, and it gets off the glove of Wyatt Langford, and the runner will advance. So one run will score on the play. A great play there by the third baseman, recently moved to third base, Cole Foster, to get the throw at home, but it spiked off his glove, and Bren Taylor, will advance and score on the play.
Just another weird hop there on the ball right in front of home plate. But you also mentioned that the first baseman runner, was stealing to second. You called it right there. So got to look out for that too.
Yeah, these VBL hitters are used to using these metal bats, and then they come here in the summer. Sometimes these bats, they slow the hits down. They sometimes produce some weird hops, and we saw one there. Great play by Cole Foster to get them, and good intelligence there to try and throw home. But it just glances off the glove of Wyatt Langford and allows the fourth run of the game to score. So Will Morrison still not out of it. 1 out in the inning. Runners on the corner. 4-0 Braves looking to escape. Runner is stealing once again. This ball goes to third. Cole Foster checks the runner. Throw on to first. Wild throw there by the third baseman Cole Foster, and 1 run will score on the play. The runner on third, Diaz, will round, but will stay at third. And now the Tom Sox, another error there by the Tom Sox, allows a run to score. And now it is 5-0 Stanton.
Yeah, Cole did a great job there, getting in front of the ball, checking third base, making sure his runner was off, but just a bit too high over spikes. As we mentioned last night, the Tom Sox had no errors last night, so tonight to see these is costing them 5-0 right now.
Already cost him a lot of runs tonight, and Will Morrison still not out of danger. Runners on the corner here. Nice slider there from Morrison to get the first strike. And it looks like we have a Joey Holiga comes to the plate now. Holiga is, 0 for 1 tonight. Had an advance on an error, walked, and then grounded out to second base. Let's see what he can do here. Great move there by Morrison to the runner at first. And it's in time. Great flip there by Morrison to pick off the runner at first. And the Tom Sox are getting 1 out closer to getting out of this inning as they pick off the runner at first.
Yeah, lots of fans right there too were just saying that he was out. So they were pretty confident as well that he was tagged out.
Yeah, great move by him there to catch Luke Traynor, leaning a little bit too far to second base as we saw so far this inning. A couple of stolen bases running to second that led to hit and run. So probably trying to do the same here. Another great slider from Will Morrison to get the swing and miss.
It looks like a lot of Morrison's season highs came from his game against the Covington Lumberjacks just a couple days ago.
And this ball was grounded foul to the dugout. Great fundamentals there by one of the players in the Braves dugout to catch the foul ball. And we are still 0-2 here for Joey Holiga, who looks to score another Braves run here as they are up 5-0, scoring 2 runs here in the 7th. Will Morrison for the Tom Sox looking to escape this dangerous inning. Luckily got that pickoff at first, but still not out of it just yet.
Yeah, we're 1 striking out away from the 7th inning stretch.
And this pitch, another slider, flied out to shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder Amos, and he makes the catch. So the Tom Sox able to limit the damage somewhat. The Braves scored 2 in the top of the 7th, and we will head to the 7th inning stretch here at Crutchfield Park. Tom Sox trail 5-0. We are back live from Crutchfield Park as the Tom Sox look to make a comeback against the Stanton Braves here, and we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Braves. It is number 49, Braden Siren out of Middle Tennessee State. The kid there, he is 6'11". We have seen him in a few outings against the Tom Sox before, but very intimidating on the mound here. First pitch high and outside for the first ball. And he will go start his outing against Logan Amos. Made a nice play out there in right field to end the top of the seventh. Tom Sox fans have done their stretching, and now they're ready for a rally here from their Sox. Second pitch, high and outside again. Nice job of framing by Lindemood, but can't quite get the call. So we'll go 2-0 here for Logan Amos. Amos 0 for 2 so far tonight with the fielder's choice in the second, and then a ground out to second base in the fourth. Another pitch outside, so the 6'11" pitcher, Braden Siren, not having a good outing so far, going 3-0 against the first batter he faces. So far this season with the Braves, he has pitched in 6 games, 8 innings pitched total, allowed 6 runs, but only 2 of them earned, and walked 6. ERA sitting at 2.25, so pretty good job from the tall right-hander. And the first batter he faces a 4-pitch walk. Great patience showed there by Logan Amos to take a 4-pitch walk to start off the Tom Sox inning here in the bottom of the 7th as they look to make a comeback. The Braves scoring 2 more runs in the top of the inning with some help from a couple of errors and a couple of misplays and a couple of beautiful hit runs. But up to the plate now is Mackenzie Pate, who will look to get on base for his 3rd time today. Pate in this one in the dirt, bounces. Lindemood not able to find it. And Amos able to advance to second there. Lindemood, ball in the dirt, not able to find it as it went behind him. And Amos makes it into second base by a wide margin. And now Mackenzie Pate has a runner in second with no one out so far.
It's nice that Amos was on his wheels there and got to second as that passed ball. Catcher couldn't find it.
Yeah, popped up in the air and unable to find it was Lindemood, but Amos not able to advance past second. This pitch inside, ball 2. So 2-0 count here to Mackenzie Pate. And as we've mentioned, Pate in a little bit of a slump, but today on base twice. He is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single, but has yet to score a run, but has a chance here to bring in Amos, the VCU product, as the Tom Sox look to make a rally here in the 7th. This pitch in the dirt again, gets away from Lindemood, and Amos will advance to third base. So 2 misplays there, miscommunications from the pitcher Siren and the catcher Lindemood allows Amos to get to third, and just like that, Tom Sox have a man in scoring position.
Yeah, this game is all about being on your heels. You know, those errors, stealing bases, very important. Hopefully the Tom Sox can get a run on the board.
As we mentioned, Siren has done a pretty good job so far, only a 2.25 ERA, but struggling to find his control so far against the Tom Sox. Let's see, 3-0 pitch here. And this one just over the plate, take there by Mackenzie Pate. He had 0 intention of swinging on that one after 3 straight balls, but 3-1 count here for the Coastal Carolina product, Mackenzie Pate. 3-1 count, Siren comes set, and the pitch high, and that is ball 4, Mackenzie Pate. And the Tom Sox have runners on the corner as Alex Urban comes to the plate here, looking to bring home the Tom Sox first run of the game. Urban 0 for 2 so far today with 2 flyouts, 1 to the third baseman and 1 to the shortstop.
It looks like Braves catcher went up to talk to their pitcher right now.
Yeah, 2 straight walks by the tall right-hander Siren as he looks to gain his control back as Tom Sox are threatening here in the 7th. As we mentioned, they've struggled recently on offense, but still plenty of time to come back. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on the corner, and Alex Urban steps up to the plate. Let's see what he can do here. Siren comes set, checks the runner back. And we have a pause here by the team. Looks as though the music was still playing in Crutchfield Park, so the umpires called time. Pate was stealing on that pitch, but obviously called back as the ball is called dead.
Yeah, some fans were screaming that was a balk, but clearly it was the music.
Was not Siren's fault there. Tom Sox fans would appreciate a balk. Pate running again, this ball outside, and no throw there by the catcher Lindemood. So Mackenzie Pate, who's been slumping as of recently, now is a stolen base due to defensive indifference. So the Tom Sox now with 2 runners in scoring position, no one out, and Alex Urban up to the plate here looking to score the first Tom Sox run of the evening.
Yeah, I really thought that the catcher was going to throw it there, but I think he hesitated. He saw Pate was already more than halfway there.
Yeah, so the second pitch, in for a strike. Yeah, I think he wanted to pump fake the runner on third. Cam Guidry maybe get him caught in the middle somewhere. So good fake out there by Lindemood. But either way, now the Tom Sox have 2 men in scoring position here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch, this one is lined to left center field. But standing under it is the left fielder. Guidry tagging up from third, running home. And the throw will be cut off. So Logan Amos will score the first run of the game for the Tom Sox on a sacrifice fly from Alex Urban.
Yeah, even though Urban hit it, right out to that right fielder, it just brought in the first run for the Tom Sox.
Like we said, sometimes you don't have to be the guy that hits the home run. Just advance the runners as you can, and a great job there from Alex Urban to keep the line running, and the Tom Sox scored their first run of the game.
Looking at a comeback here.
Who knows? They still got plenty of time left. Only 1 man out in the inning, and that'll bring Will Safford to the plate, who earned his first hit as a Tom Sox earlier this game. Got a single in the 5th, and hoping to get his second here with a runner in scoring position. Tries to lay down a bunt and misses, and is called strike 1 by the home plate umpire. Safford will come back to the plate. Runner on second is Mackenzie Pate, as we know, a speed threat on the base path. Gets a good, healthy lead. Fakes a bluff run, and that ball is outside. Good bluff there for Mackenzie Pate to potentially throw off the catcher Lindemood, but he did not go, and that ball was outside for ball 1.
Yeah, it's good that Pate's taking a big lead off there. He has that pitcher, second-guessing himself, looking back, looking forward.
Yeah, Siren already having a little bit of a shaky outing. Trying to, any way he can throw him off of his game will obviously be appreciated by this Tom Sox batting lineup. And the 1-1 is swung through there by Will Safford. So Will Safford behind in the count now, 1-2, 1 out here in inning number 7 as the Tom Sox try to come back from a 5-1 deficit against the Stanton Braves here. And the 1-2, swung and a miss by Will Safford. Will Safford is down for his first strikeout of the afternoon. Great pitch there by Braden Siren to get the second Tom Sox out of the inning. And that will bring to the plate designated hitter Garrig Ebel.
Yeah, it looks like with 2 outs here, we have the top of the order back up. Let's see what Ebel can do.
For Ebel, you just want to keep the inning alive. You have some sort of momentum for this Tom Sox roster, which has been, frankly, lacking it as of recently. So maybe Ebel can keep this rally alive here in the 7th inning. Siren's going to step off, ask for time. Ebel, as we mentioned, making his return last night from a chest injury, Let's see if he can cash in here tonight for the Tom Sox. Runner on second is Mackenzie Pate, and the pitch high and inside. No one's holding Pate on at second, and with a guy like Pate, you obviously want to hold him on. Any chance he can get, he's going to steal a base. So second baseman starting to check in on him, but Pate's still getting a healthy lead over there. Siren focusing on the batter, Ebel. Comes set, and the pitch high again. 2-0 count here for Garrick Ebel. Ebel's done a great job today of drawing walks and being patient. Has 2 walks already today and looking to, at the very least, get on base another time. Hoping to, at the most, score that runner in from second as the Tom Sox look to come back from a 5-1 deficit. Comes set, and the 2-0. Another one high. Lindemood tried to get a call there from home plate umpire Jerry Bresch, but not able to get the call on the high fastball. So 3-0 here for Garrick Ebel. Mackenzie Pate at second base, the speedy Mackenzie Pate on second base. 3-0 count, comes set, Siren and the pitch. On the inside corner of the plate, strike 1. Tom Sox players being a little more patient this inning against Siren, who struggled a little bit to find the zone, but hopefully they can cash in here and make this game a little bit closer here as we head to the bottom, as we are in the bottom of the 7th. This pitch outside. Ebel thought he had ball 4, but home plate umpire said not quite yet. That one just on the corner of the zone for strike 2, and now we have a full count. Garrick Ebel at the dish.
That happened to Ebel, too, earlier in this game. He was ready to take his walk, but strike was called.
Yeah, late call there by home plate umpire Jerry Bresch, but late call doesn't matter. Still a strike. The payoff pitch, Mackenzie Pate steals, swing and a miss, but the ball is dropped. That ball was tipped, Ball was tipped there by Garrick Ebel, and then not caught by Lindemood, so Pate will have to go back to second. And we restart here, full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Tom Sox trail 5-1, scored their first run of the game so far here in the 7th, and looking to capitalize even more against the East Tennessee product, Braden Siren. Comes set, no one holding on Pate. He stays there. Ebel grounds this one, but it is foul, so we will do it again.
He's staying alive here. Again, that little last bit of his swing, making contact with the ball.
Great job there, as you mentioned. Great job there by Evil to keep the count alive. Siren finding the zone recently. Started out 3-2. Great job by Siren to work back to a full count here. Comes set. The payoff pitch. Mackenzie Pate is running. And this one swing and a miss. But the ball is dropped and Evil will run to first and it is thrown and is missed by the first baseman. And Pate will score on the play. And Garrick Evil will make it to second base on a drop third strike by Lindemood, and then a bad throw, and the first baseman trainer not able to catch it. So a weird sequence of events there for the Tom Sox, but able to score another run on an error by catcher Luke Lindemood.
And Evo just set a great example. That's why you always keep running, even on those drop third strikes, you know, and even looking back over his shoulder and heading to second base, that just brought in a run too.
Yeah, great awareness there by Mackenzie Pate and Garrick Ebel. Pate scoring on the play, and then Ebel advancing to second on the drop third strike. That'll bring Wyatt Langford to the plate. Fastball called just inside, and that'll be ball one. Wyatt Langford looking to play hero once again. Had a walk-off a few nights ago here in Crutchfield Park. Looking to do it again and cash in here for the Tom Sox. They have a runner on second. They scored 2 runs this inning and are looking to come back from a 5-0 deficit. Called strike there for Wyatt Langford. So 1-1 count.
I thought you were going to say this one.
Siren comes set. And the pitch right down the middle for strike 2. 1-2 count here for Wyatt Langford. After watching the first pitch go by, watches strike 1 and 2 on the second and third pitch. And now Wyatt Langford is 1-2 count here with a runner on second, looking to bring some more runs in here for the Tom Sox as they look to come back from a 5-2 deficit. Evil stealing third. The throw by catcher Lindemood is in time, gets him in time as Garrick Evil is thrown out, stealing third. And the Tom Sox do capitalize on a few miscues, scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. They still trail 5-2 here as we head to the 8th inning here at Crutchfield Park. This is Tom Sox TV. We are back in Crutchfield Park as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Tom Sox trail the Stanton Braves 5-2. Tom Sox able to score 2 runs in the bottom half of the inning, but still trail. On the mound is still Will Morrison for the Tom Sox, and at the dish for the Stanton Braves is Cole Ragone, who is 1 for 2 so far today. And the first pitch from Morrison, beautiful slider into the middle of the plate for a looking strike 1.
Yeah, even though we're heading towards the end of the game here, the Tom Sox still have enough time to come back, so.
Still plenty of baseball left. Doesn't matter when you score the runs, as long as you score them. But recently for the Tom Sox, that has been a struggle for them. As the 1-0-1 pitch from Morrison is in the zone for another called strike, as Cole Ragone is down 0-2 so far against Will Morrison. Morrison, as we mentioned, the Auburn product here for the Tom Sox this summer. As he looks down, comes set. As he taps his foot as he comes set, and the 0-2. Another beautiful slider, but fouled off by Ragone into right field past the Tom Sox bullpen. So we'll reset here, 0-2. Will Morrison facing Cole Ragone, top of the 8th, here at Crutchfield Park. Even as the Tom Sox trail, the Tom Sox fans are still here and in high numbers at Crutchfield Park. Will Morrison, the 0-2. Low in the dirt and dropped by catcher Wyatt Langford, but with no effect. 1-2 count.
Yes, and the dogs are still here too.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot cooler here in Charlottesville, but fans still staying out for their Tom Sox. As we've learned throughout the season, they are some dedicated fans here in Charlottesville, and the players, I'm sure, appreciate that. 1-2 pitch from Will Morrison, inside and low for ball 2, 2-2 count. Will Morrison dangles his arm almost like Craig Kimbrell for the Chicago Cubs. Comes set on the 2-2, and this one is slowly grounded to the pitcher's mound. Morrison coming off, and he's just going to let it drop. As we mentioned earlier, these wooden bats that these Tom Sox have to use this season, the ball comes off a lot slower than the metal bats that they're used to, so Morrison gave it a chase, but eventually gave up, and that'll be an infield single for Cole Ragone, which will bring Luke Lindemuth, the catcher, to the dish here with none gone and one on first. Lindemuth, before facing the right-hander Morrison, is having a meeting with his head coach in between home plate and third base. Maybe his approach after hearing from his coach will work a little bit. Lindemuth is 0 for 2 today, has a sacrifice bunt, a foul flyout, and advanced on a walk, but has yet to have his first hit of the day. Let's see if he can capitalize here off the early single from Cole Ragone. The 0-0 comes set. He's showing bunt and pulls back. Throw back behind the runner at first by Langford is not in time. Good snap throw there by Wyatt Langford, but not in time to get the runner Ragone sleeping at first.
Yeah, that was a great look by Langford, getting it in his glove, looking up at first, just Spikes was a little bit ahead of him there.
Lindemuth coming to the plate again. Let's see if he shows bunt. Comes set, not showing just yet. And now he reveals bunt. Runner on first is going to steal second, pulls back, and Langford makes a throw, but not in time. So pulled back the bunt there by Lindemuth, but Cole Ragone advances to second on a stolen base either way.
Yeah, he was a bit short there, but Guidry was there ready for it and scooped it right up and just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, great scoop there by Guidry to keep the ball in the infield as opposed to rolling out to center field, but unfortunately not in time to catch the speedy Ragone. With the sacrifice bunt, Ragone had a great lead and then a great jump to steal that base, so even on a perfect throw, it would have been tough. Will Morrison meeting with his catcher Langford to see what they're going to do here. Lindemuth, even though he showed bunt here, can still swing the bat here for the Braves. Lindemuth looking to bring home his first RBI of the day, but for the season for the Braves, batting just 136 and looking for his first RBI of the season. So not the hottest so far in the VBL, but can come through here for the Braves as they look to gain some more insurance as they lead 5-2 over the Tom Sox in the top of the 8th.
I just noticed some fans sitting out the 365 sign with their dog. I haven't seen people sit in that spot yet this season.
Yeah, in deep center field, right behind Mackenzie Pate there in center. Showing bunt again. This one's popped up in foul territory, but Langford is not able to get there. So the bunt popped up by Lindemuth. Langford makes a great try at it in foul territory behind the dish, but not able to get there. So Morrison will come back to the mound. Runner on second. No one out just yet. And Luke Lindemuth, the catcher for the Braves, up to the dish. 2-1 count here for Morrison. Let's see if he can fight back. Gets his sign, comes set. Doesn't look back, looks back the runner now. And the pitch grounded over there, past the pitcher to second base. Safford makes a high throw, but Spike's able to get it for the first out of the inning. But the runner on second will advance, so Cole Ragone able to advance to third on the play. So nice, it's almost like a sacrifice ground out there for Luke Lindemood, who was sacrificing bunting earlier in the at-bat.
Yeah, definitely why he talked to his coach there, wanting to get that bunt, but was unsuccessful with the out.
Unsuccessful, but successful in moving the runner over, which for this team that's trying to gain some more runs, as they're already ahead 3, looking to add some more insurance. Now they have a runner on third, 1 out, and that'll bring Gabe Jennings to the plate. Jennings 0 for 3 today with a ground out, an error, reaching on an error, and a strikeout. So looking to get his first hit of the game here against Will Morrison. Beautiful slider there by Morrison, but just low. One thing I've noticed so far from Morrison out of Auburn, some great off-speed pitches. Has struggled a little bit, obviously allowed 2 runs in the last inning, and the Braves threatening here once again, but has some good stuff. So the potential is there. He just has to capitalize here and hopefully limit the damage against the Braves. The 1-0. Grounded, just foul.
Yeah, since he's usually a closing pitcher, hopefully he can get himself out of this sticky situation. 1 out, runner on third. He should know what the intensity is like.
Yeah, not used to coming in these long relief situations, coming in for his second inning of work. Already down 3 runs when he entered. Gave up 2 runs last inning in the 7th, but the Tom Sox were able to back him up a little bit with 2 runs, but still trailing here 5-2, hoping to keep it right there. And Jennings shows bunt, but pulls back as the ball is outside for ball 2. See, the runner on third there, Ragone, was not running, so it wasn't a suicide squeeze, so to say, but a sacrifice squeeze as they're looking to bring the runner home there on the sacrifice bunt. We'll reset here 2-1, 1 out, with Gabe Jennings at the plate for the Braves. The pitch this time not showing bunt, and this one is fouled off the deep right field, and that is going to go past the Sox bullpen for 2-2 count here for Will Morrison. Morrison taking his time here on the mound, doing a little bit of a stretch before he comes to the plate. Looking, gets his sign from his catcher Langford. Comes set, looks to runner back at third, and the 2-2 pitch is grounded back foul.
Yeah, taking your time is key when you know you're in this situation. You have 2 strikes, 2 balls. Just relax and throw that pitch.
Obviously on third, Ragone is not a stolen base threat here with him on third, so you can really take your time, try to psych out this batter by freezing and, trying to throw him off his game. Obviously baseball, a very mental game as well as physical. Morrison looking to win the mental game here, and this ball is inside. Almost hits the batter, Jennings, but he's able to get out of the way. And we are full here. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Stan Braves have not scored yet this inning, but they threaten. Runner on third with just 1 gone. Morrison gets his sign, comes set. And the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. So Gabe Jennings able to take ball 4 there and get his first walk of the day. And he's on base for the second time. And that'll flip over the Braves lineup here in the 8th. Joe De Los Santos, the center fielder, will come to the dish here. He also one of the many Braves who have yet to get their first hit today. He has 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out. But he'll look to cash in here with runners on the corner. Gabe Jennings getting a big lead over at first. As of right now, Morrison paying him no mind. He comes set and checks the runner back at first, and he's safe. Good move there by Morrison to keep the runner in check, but Gabe Jennings is able to get back in time.
Yeah, the Tom Sox are looking to give it their all these last 2 innings as they have an off day tomorrow on a Saturday, and then they go into a doubleheader on Sunday.
Yeah, these doubleheaders, which are new to the VBL this league, can be draining on a team. So runner on first is stealing, swinging and a miss by the batter at the plate, De Los Santos, but no throw by Langford, and that'll be a steal by defensive indifference by Gabe Jennings. So we have now 2 runners in scoring position for De Los Santos. He's batting .262 on the season here in the VBL. Has 4 RBIs, looking for his 5th here in the top of the 8th, trying to get some more insurance runs for the Braves pitching staff. Take some time here at the plate as De Los Santos. It looks like they're going to intentionally walk the batter here De Los Santos is intentionally walked, first time I've seen that all season, by the Tom Sox pitching staff to set up a double play here. One gone in the inning, but now bases loaded for Brent Taylor. Brent Taylor is 1 for 4 tonight, one single, and scored on that single back in the 7th. Other than that, he has 1 strikeout and 2 groundouts, but looking to give some more insurance here for the Braves, up 5-2 here in the 8th. Bases loaded, and Will Morrison looking to escape this scary situation here for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, definitely an interesting move by the pitching coaches here.
First pitch just outside. Home plate umpire does not give him the call, so 1-0 here. Interesting move there by the Sox, but obviously the ideal situation here. Now they're setting up a double play, as we see infielders in double play depth. The second baseman, Will Safford, a little bit closer to first and second base, but a double play here could get them out of the inning and out of trouble. Second pitch outside by Will Morrison.
Double plays aren't new to the Tom Sox either, as they had a huge one last night.
Yes, on a fantastic grab by shortstop at the time, Cole Foster. Right now he's playing third base. We made a defensive switch last inning in the 7th where him and Guidry switched third and short. A little confused by that decision with how high quality of defense Foster was playing over there at short, but either way, that's where we are right now. And this third pitch outside by Will Foster. 3 straight pitches outside of the zone against the lefty, Brent Taylor. Tom Sox bullpen is active. Braves bullpen is also active too, 1 guy in each pen, as the Tom Sox look to make a comeback, and the Braves look to solidify their lead here in the top of the 8th. 3-0. Called a strike there by home plate umpire Jerry Bresch. And now it's a 3-1 count here. Get me over fastball there for Morrison. Morrison having a tough inning here. Bases loaded, 1 gone. One of those base runners, an intentional walk, so not much you can do about that. But come set here, the 3-1. Swung and fouled right back behind the dish. So now we have full count here. 1 gone in the inning in the top of the 8th. The Braves looking to get some runs off here on the Auburn product, who had a little bit of a rough first inning in relief, last inning giving up 2 runs, and in danger here once again in the top of the 8th.
And the Let's Go Sox chant is starting yet again, hoping the Sox can get a double play here.
Payoff pitch. Morrison comes set and fires. Outside, ball 4. And the Braves will walk in a run here against Morrison as they score their 6th run of the game, And the bases are still loaded here with just 1 gone. Coming to the plate now is Ryan McCarty, the shortstop for the Braves. He has scored twice already today, hoping to get some RBIs of his own today. And perfect chance to do it. Bases loaded.
Yeah, this game was going at a fast pace again, I would say, and now we're starting to make it smooth and steady.
Yeah, slow inning here, long inning I should say, for the Tom Sox, as the Braves have threatened once again, already scoring 1 and endangering again. This first pitch swung at and fouled off past third base by Ryan McCarty. McCarty, as we've mentioned, Penn State Abington product, 33 RBIs this season, looking to bring some here in the VBL.
And it looks like there is another pitcher in the Braves bullpen right now. We'll have to see them and see if he's going to close the game for the Braves.
Morrison, 0-1 count. And this ball fouled off into deep right field, and that'll be out of play. As you mentioned, Braden Siren had a little bit of a shaky inning last inning in the bottom of the 7th, gave up the first 2 runs of the game. So with the Braves trying to earn a win against the Tom Sox, something that they've struggled to do this season and before that. So they're looking here to get any wins they can against the Sox, especially when the Sox are at Crutchfield Park. Not easy to beat them here. Right now they're looking pretty here as they have bases loaded, only 1 out, but an 0-2 count here. High and inside as he does a little dance. Ryan McCarty gets out of the way of that fastball, but 1-2 count here.
Yeah, that was close. He really had to inch backwards for that one.
Did a little bit of a limbo there.
Yeah.
But 1-2 count. Morrison still ahead. 1 out. Bases loaded here. 1 run already in this inning, but Morrison looking to escape this jam. Comes set. And the 1-2. And this one is lined into deep left field. Settling under it is the left fielder, Urban. Runner on second and third are trying to advance on the play. 1 run will score in the tag. It goes by third baseman Cole Foster, and it looks like he is shaken up on the play.
Some good sportsmanship there.
Good sportsmanship there by the runner who was on third at that point, or third at that point, De Los Santos. But 1 run will score on the sacrifice fly, and now that the Braves have 2 men on, second and third, scoring their second run of the inning and threatening still once again.
Looks like Foster has a little bit of a limp there, but he's heading back into his spot, shaking it off.
Yeah, as looks like Coach Corey Kohler is about to make a pitching change. Yes, new pitcher here for the Tom Sox. Once he comes to the mound, we will make an official announcement. But that'll be it for Will Morrison, giving up 4 runs in 1 2/3 of an inning. He did have 0 strikeouts, but those 4 runs really hurt him here against the Braves. So
here we're waiting to see which Tom Sox pitcher will be going in to close this game.
still not quite able to tell who's about to come onto the mound for the Sox, but whoever it is, they have a sticky situation here. 2 runners on, 2 gone, and 2 have already scored in the inning.
Still debating here who is going on the mound.
I'm just relaying what they tell me. 35.
On the mound for the Tom Sox, finally we have an announcement. It is Garrett Wright, the right-handed, out of TCU. Also comes from College Station, Texas, so a little bit of a homegrown product there for the Horned Frogs. And he will look to keep the Tom Sox where they are, as unfortunate as the situation as that may be. Tom Sox trail 7-2 here in the top of the 8th.
And it looks like this is his first game for the Tom Sox, unless I'm wrong. You know, we don't have any stats here for him right now, so this is definitely an interesting situation to come into for your first time.
I believe so, and as you mentioned, a very sketchy situation, but up there at TCU, you're used to some difficult situations and being put in some big spots there for the Horned Frogs out there in Texas. But hopefully he can keep the Tom Sox hopes alive here as they trail by 5 runs in the top of the 8th. But in a dangerous situation, he's warming up now. Looks to be throwing some high heat here for the Tom Sox, so anything they can do at this point to get the batters out. As Will Morrison, unfortunately, was not able to do that as he gave up 4 earned runs in just 1.2 innings of relief. Garrett Wright, as we mentioned, the product from TCU out of Texas, College Station, Texas, the 6'2" right-hander. He was a 2020 Perfect Game preseason All-American, so definitely a talented pitcher out of there at Texas, and it seems like Texas is always pushing out some great pitching products. First one to come to mind is Nolan Ryan, and then personally my New York Mets, Noah Syndergaard, the flamethrower. And so, since we've seen so far, Garrett Wright seems to be another flamethrower coming out of Texas. This season with TCU had a 3.63 ERA in 22 1/3 innings of work. Put into a sticky situation here against the Stanton Braves. 2 have already come across this inning. 2 men on, both in scoring position. 2 outs here, going up against the right-hander. Comes set. First pitch, whoa! High swing. Like we said, flame right out of the hand of Garrett Wright as he goes up against Ian Diaz. Diaz looking for his second hit of the day. He scored in the first inning after getting a double, lacing a double, I should say, to deep right field. That scored a run.
Yeah, and as you mentioned how he plays for TCU, he's also from College Station, Texas. So, Texas native.
Texan native, yes, they do. They've brought some great pitchers and some great, baseball and most sports in Texas are just a little bit different. There's something in the water there in Texas. But Garrett Wright here for the Tom Sox looking to keep the inning right where it is. This ball blows another fastball right by him, Ian Diaz, for strike 2. So 1-2 count here, 2 gone, 2 men on for Garrett Wright as he looks to impress in his first inning of work for the Tom Sox here this summer.
That's what's great about our roster. We have so many great pitchers that can come in here and close out the game in these situations.
Yeah, Tom Sox best in the league in ERA and opposing batting average. You wouldn't think that looking at tonight's stats, but apart from tonight, they've done a great job at pitching. But on the other flip side, Stanton, one of the best hitting teams in the league. So strength versus strength tonight, and as of now, it looks like the Stanton Braves are winning that matchup. Maybe it'll change here in the late innings, but Stanton ahead 7-2 here in the top of the 8th. The 2-2 pitch is lined into deep right center field. Chasing it is the right fielder, but that is going to drop in. And Diaz is rounding second. 2 runs will score. Diaz is going to round second, going to third. And the throw is low and not in time. So a 2 RBI triple there from Ian Diaz really breaks this one open here. And it is now 9-2 Stanton.
Yeah, and it looks like the Braves are just out hitting the Tom Sox tonight. You know, you can't win games if you can't hit the ball. So looks like that's what's happening here.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the opener, the Tom Sox, when they win, they've scored a lot, 6.7 to be exact. And when they lose, they're averaging only 1.8. Right now, they're at 2 runs, but the pitching staff not holding up to their usually high standard, 9-2 right now. But Garrett Wright looks to limit the damage here. And first pitch, called in for strike 1 as he faces Luke Traynor. Great hit there by Ian Diaz as he laced that one to deep right center field. Good chase by Logan Amos, but just not able to get there. Has 2 runs scored on the play, and this one lined into left field. Chasing it, and that will drop too. Scoring will be Ian Diaz, and Luke Traynor has his first RBI of the day. And the score now is 10-2 as the Stanton Braves have put up a crooked 5 spot here in the top of the 8th.
It's a very high-scoring game for the Braves here, getting 10 runs, and honestly, most of those are from some errors from the Tom Sox.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the Tom Sox close to the bottom of the league in fielding percentage. So tonight, not very much of the same. Last night, as you mentioned, they had 0 errors, but tonight, a couple by the first baseman Spikes, a couple by the pitching staff. Oh, this one swung right through it. Is Joey Holiga. Holiga looking to break open the game a little more. It looks like some fans are starting to pack up their stuff as this one getting out of hand here at Crutchfield Park.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like the crowd's starting to wind down. The dogs are going home.
Fastball outside there for ball 1. 1-1 count to Holiga, who's looking to keep the Braves inning alive. Not much to speak of, though. They've already put up a 5 spot here and chased 1 pitcher out of the inning, and now Garrett Wright looks to survive this inning, although he's already given up a couple runs here in relief. And this one is swung at and laced into shallow left center field, and the shortstop Gidry will get under it and will catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Tom Sox escape the inning, only giving up 5 runs. As daunting as that seems, could have been even more, but Tom Sox trail 10-2 here as we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Crutchfield Park. Tom Sox will look to make a comeback. You're watching Tom Sox TV. And we are back from Crutchfield Park. The Tom Sox give up a 5 spot in the top of the 8th and now trail 10-2 as they head down to the bottom of the 8th here. A new pitcher on the mound for the Braves is Ty Barker out of Virginia Military Institute. He hails from Chesterfield, Virginia, so not too far of a trip both to VMI and here to Charlottesville. But he looks to keep the run right where it is for the Braves.
Interesting to see a player from VMI. I actually have a friend from home who attends there, Military Academy, so excited to see him come in.
Great football season this year for the Cadets, and he will face Wyatt Langford, who, if you remember what seems like an hour ago, in the 7th, was up at the plate when Garrett Ebel got caught stealing, and this first pitch swinging grounded out to third, throw in time to first, and that is the first out of the inning for the Tom Sox. As I was saying last time, Garrett Ebel tried to steal third but was caught stealing for the third out of the inning, which one of the rules of baseball is you never get the third out of the inning on third base, but Garrett Ebel violated that a little bit. But here in the 8th, Wyatt Langford grounding out just third for the first out of the inning. Tom Sox have had a hard time coming back from games the other night against the Winchester Royals. They trailed early on in the game and could never find that offense, eventually losing by a no-hitter in a brilliant performance from the Royals pitcher. It's not an official no-hitter because it was a 7-inning doubleheader, but still. And this pitch is first pitch swinging wide into deep left field. Left fielder settles under it, and that is the second out of the inning. So the new pitcher, Ty Barker, making quick work of the Tom Sox here. Through just a few pitches, already 2 gone.
Yeah, 2 quick outs there for the Tom Sox. Garrett Spikes up to bat.
You really admire the aggressiveness from the Tom Sox here as they try to come back from an 8-run deficit, but not able to do anything with it just yet. But Garrett Spikes looks to change that here as he heads up to the plate. Barker comes set, and the pitch. Oh, this one is high and inside as Garrett Spikes turns away to avoid that one.
Dogs are still barking here at the park.
Dogs were not pleased with that pitch. They thought it was a little too high and inside for Spikes there, but as we mentioned, tonight is Bark in the Park Night, a very fun promotion we have here at Crutchfield Park. 1-0 pitch also high and outside. As we mentioned, Tom Sox fans, you can come to Crutchfield Park all season long with you and your dog for free, thanks to one of our great sponsors, Carter Bank and Trust. So come see your Tom Sox every week here at Crutchfield Park. Garrett Spikes looking to get on base for the Tom Sox with 2 outs. Ahead 2-0, and the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Blew him by there with the fastball. As we mentioned, the crowd dwindling a little bit, but still, for a 10-2 ball game, still a lot of fans here at Crutchfield Park. It's a beautiful Friday night. The clouds able to hold off for long enough. It is 72 degrees outside, very comfortable. And the Tom Sox look to make a comeback here in the bottom of the 8th. Swing and a miss again. Wow. Making him look silly there at the plate is Ty Barker. Ty Barker, as we mentioned, from VMI. He's had a good season so far with the Stanton Braves. Pitched 11 1/3, allowed only 8 hits, has allowed 4 runs, but has 19 strikeouts in just 11 innings of work. And the pitch, swing and a miss again. So 3 straight swinging strikes there from Garrett Spikes. And that'll end the inning for the Tom Sox. We head to the top of the 9th. Tom Sox trail 10-2 here at Crutchfield Park. You're watching Tom Sox TV. We head to the top of the ninth here at Crutchfield Park. Tom Sox trail 10-2. And the 0-0 pitch is high and inside. At the plate for the Braves, Stanton Braves I should say, is Brent Taylor. Taylor last inning walked and stayed at first, but looking to advance and hopefully bring some more insurance runs, if you can even call them that at this point. This one slashed into right field, but that is going to go foul.
Yeah, this is the last inning before the Tom Sox have a break tomorrow on Saturday and then a doubleheader on Sunday against Strasburg.
Yes, that'll be the one time they see the Strasburg Express, who've been doing very well in the North region this season. And a correction up at the plate is Cole Ragone. Fouls another one back and is 0-2. Cole Ragone, as we've mentioned, has done pretty well today. Is 2 for 3, has 1 strikeout, but has scored once and 2 singles. Ragone, the product out of William & Mary, one of the many players we've seen today. We know Jake Haney from the Tom Sox from the Tribe. And the 1-2 pitch, high. There was a dog barked behind home plate. I think it was our own Zach Lambert's dog, Owen, a fan favorite here at the park, but barking may have thrown off our pitcher there. Well, hopefully he can adjust here and focus with a 2-2 count here against Cole Ragone. And that one's in the dirt. Ragone thought about swinging, but held up. So still on the mound. Still on the mound for the Tom Sox is Garrett Wright, as we mentioned, from College Station, Texas. Went to local TCU and now here in Charlottesville with us. Full count, high and inside.
Sounds like the Braves dugout is rowdy and loud.
A lot for the Braves to celebrate tonight, as a team they've not done too well against this season so far up to this point. Losing 3 out of 4 games, did get a win Monday night in their last matchup. But they're doing well today. You know, they've got a lot of hits. They're up 10-2 in the top of the ninth. Not much to complain about. Tom Sox, on the other hand, their dugout is silent. And deservedly so. Garrett Wright faces Luke Lindemood here with the runner on first, who advanced via a walk. This one high and outside too.
Now it's really interesting. Charlottesville is 8-1 against the Braves in the last 9 meetings in Charlottesville. So tonight that's going to change it.
And tonight, as we mentioned, is the last meeting in Charlottesville between the Braves and the Tom Sox. There will be 2 more matchups between these South Division rivals, but they will be in Stanton later next month. And this pitch bounces. That is a 50-foot curveball that goes to the backstop. And the runner on first, Ragone, will advance. As the Stanton dugout gets a little more rowdy, see how that affects the Tom Sox pitching staff and their dugout. Maybe some words will be exchanged, but we'll see. Usually some close games between these two teams, but tonight, not so much. Garrett Wright looking to get his first out of the inning. 2-0 count against Luke Lindemood, and the pitch. High and outside again. So Lindemood being very patient with the right-hander, who's been throwing really hard, but just not able to find the zone quite just yet. Maybe he'll be able to change it. The Tom Sox bullpen is getting active. We have a hard-throwing left-hander out there. Come set. And 3-0. Right over the plate there for strike 1. As Lindemood was taking there with 3 balls after a walk to the first batter, Ragone, and a 3-0 count here. He takes here, so now we're 3-1. No outs. 10-2 Braves here in the top of the ninth. Garrett comes set. Outside again, ball 4. 5-pitch walk there this time. And the Braves dugout is getting rowdier and rowdier as the Braves are getting hotter and hotter.
Yes, they are. Now they have runners on the second and first. 0 outs, too, as we are at the top of the ninth.
And pitching coach is going to come out here and say some words. And it looks like it might be, yes, we're making a pitching change here. It wasn't Coach Corey Kohler, so that threw us off a little bit. But we have the lefty, Andrew Ward, out of VCU coming to the mound here for the Tom Sox. Not looking to save the game, but looking to keep it where it is.
Definitely fun. I just interviewed him before the game, actually. He is from Charlottesville, actually played on this field in high school against Charlottesville High School, and he told me that it's definitely interesting. You know, he's been playing on this field for 5 years.
Yeah, that's really cool when you have these local products. I know one we had a little while ago with the team. But yeah, when you have these local talents able to play, you know, this kid, as you mentioned, been playing here for 5 years now over at VCU, still very close by, only an hour, about an hour and change from Charlottesville. But for this kid, able to come back with the Tom Sox, hopefully, you know, not in a too stressful situation. There are 2 runners on. But it's a 10-2 game. You're not looking to make any fantastic outing. Just keep it where it is. Coach Corey Kohler is just looking for you to be a Band-Aid in this situation and just keep the score, where it is here in the top of the ninth. So we came into this game hyping up the pitching staff of the Tom Sox. They lead the VBL in both opposing batting average and ERA, and they have done really well, keeping their opposing teams pretty silent. But today, not the case in Crutchfield Park, scoring 10 runs so far. Still more could be scored, but the Tom Sox pitching staff not living up to the hype quite yet tonight.
Yeah, something else, Ward told me he actually works a full-time job landscaping all day before he comes to the games here. So he said nothing tires him out, and he's just excited to be on the mound pitching. So maybe this is the moment for him tonight.
Wow, great job there for Ward. I'm very impressed as a professional, or not professional, as a collegiate athlete. For him to have another job during the summer is very impressive. Ward this season for the Tom Sox has not made too many appearances, only appearing in one game through 2 innings. Gave up 3 hits and gave up 4 runs, but with an ERA of 4.5. So a little bit of hasn't gotten off to too great of a start with the Tom Sox this season, but in this game here, they're, like I said, just looking for a Band-Aid. Here we have runners on first and second, no one out here in the top of the ninth, 10-2 Braves with the Tom Sox trailing. And the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. Gabe Jennings, the second baseman at the plate here. He scored once back in the 8th last inning, but other than that, he is just 0 for 3 with a walk. Had an error back in the 4th, and this one is popped up, but that'll go out of play. As some fans scurry back to the woods to try and track that one down. So Ward comes set, 2 men on, checks the runner, and the 1-1 pitch is low for ball 2.
Ward's last appearance was June 18th at Harrisonburg, but in that game he tossed 2 innings and he struck out 5 batters.
2-1 count here for Ward as he looks to keep the runs where it is. This one fouled right back, scares me a little bit in the booth, but that'll be a 2-2 count. While we have a little bit of the break in action, check up on the College World Series. As we mentioned earlier, the Virginia Cavaliers have been eliminated at the hands of the Texas Longhorns last night. Today, NC State, a weird situation. A bunch of their players tested positive for COVID or were kept from COVID protocol before the game. So they're a little shorthanded against a Vanderbilt team that you never want to go against Vanderbilt anytime. And anytime you're shorthanded, that makes it even difficult. And that'll be strike 3 as the Tom Sox get their first out of the inning against Gabe Jennings, who swings and a miss at a fastball for the first out. That'll bring Joe De Los Santos to the plate here. He is 0 for 4 today with the walk in the 8th inning. The Braves did bat around last inning. They got all 9 batters to the plate, so everyone who's batting this inning did have an appearance last inning, and in his, Joe De Los Santos walked and got to second. And it looks like the umpires are calling time, and it looks like they're speaking to the Stanton dugout, maybe warning them about maybe some language they've been using or just the overall rowdiness. But for a Stanton team that hasn't done well against the Tom Sox, they are more than happy to be celebrating their apparent win so far against the Tom Sox here at Crutchfield Park. 10-2 lead at the top of the ninth. 0-1 here against Joe De Los Santos. Ward there getting his first strikeout of the afternoon. And the last batter, Gabe Jennings, the second baseman. But De Los Santos here looking to bring home a runner. Another pitch, inside corner, strike 2. So Ward here ahead of the right-handed hitter. De Los Santos looking for his second strikeout of the afternoon, second out of the inning, but 0-2 here. Some more cheers from the Stanton dugout as they look to increase their lead even more against the Tom Sox. 0-2 pitch. Oh, crossed up the catcher there. Must have mixed up their signs there as Wyatt Langford jumped at the pitch, but then it broke back into the zone. Even if it was in the zone, with the way he jumped at that one, the umpire was not going to give him that call. So 1-2 count here for Ward against De Los Santos.
Yeah, something else I learned about Ward, he actually won a state championship title with his high school, Flavanna, and he's looking to do that here with the Tom Sox, he said.
And a swing and a miss there by Joe De Los Santos. A beautiful off-speed pitch from Andrew Ward there. Gets a second strikeout of the inning. And 2 down here for Andrew Ward as Bren Taylor comes to the plate. when you see guys like that who have won state championships, as you mentioned, he played here locally, they have a certain grit to them, you know? They come into school. Once again, he went to school locally at VCU. They have a pretty good program there, but obviously room to improve, and that's why he's here over the summers to get better before he heads back to Richmond next year. Ward, the first pitch, swing and a miss by the left fielder, Brent Taylor.
Yeah, Ward is very close to closing out this game smoothly in the top of the ninth for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, going a smooth inning, not something many of the Tom Sox pitchers have been able to do today. This one low and inside for ball one. Noah Overton started the game for the Tom Sox in 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. And then Spivey came in. Carter Spivey came in through 3 shutout innings, so a great job by Spivey out of the pen. But Will Morrison struggled in relief, giving up 6 runs in just an inning and 2/3 on a total of 2 hits. Wow. So as we mentioned before, the errors really plaguing the Tom Sox, and you see it there. Poor Will Morrison only giving up 2 hits, but giving up 6 runs.
Yeah,
another pitch low and inside there for 2-1 count.
Yeah, like you can't be perfect in these games, but those errors, that's definitely costing them more than half of their runs tonight for the Braves.
You always try to limit them when you can, and the Charlottesville Tom Sox tonight have given up 5 errors, which ties a season high. And guess when that season high was? Monday night against the Stanton Braves. Swing and a miss there by Brent Taylor. And Ward is ahead of him, tied with him 2-2 here, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Stanton Braves, runner on first, runner on second, ahead 10-2 versus the Tom Sox.
And before Monday's loss, like you mentioned, Stanton was on a 6-game losing streak, so these two are really battling at each other.
Yeah, not only able to get the win there, but against a divisional opponent, but one they've really struggled against. They were 0-3 going into that game, and able to get a nice victory, 7-3 victory against the Tom Sox team. And that's really been the highlight of the Tom Sox struggles, is when they lose, just not being able to score. And we have the carousel running here on the full pitch, and he swings and a miss for strike 3. Another strikeout for Andrew Ward. Great job in relief, and the Tom Sox will head to the bottom of the 9th, looking for a big rally here, down 10-2 here at Crutchfield Park. You're watching Tom Sox TV.
Rally time here at Crutchfield Park.
We head to the bottom of the 9th here. Tom Sox trailing 10-2 against their division rival, the Stanton Braves. Still on the mound for the Braves is Ty Barker. As we mentioned, out of VMI, had a good first inning in relief through a shutout inning versus the Tom Sox, and looking to do the same here in the bottom of the 9th. Now, obviously, this is not a safe situation with the Braves leading by 8, but looking to just solidify this win and send the Stanton Braves home happy. Up in the 9th for the Tom Sox will be Cam Guidry, Logan Amos, and Mackenzie Pate. But they're going to need a lot more than that to come back from this 10-2 deficit. But all rallies got to start somewhere. And today it starts with Cam Guidry, the shortstop out of Georgia.
Definitely, and there's still some fans here waiting to see if the Tom Sox can come back.
Yeah, great crowd here at Covington Park for the Tom Sox. Still a few fans did leave after the long 7th inning, but still a good amount here at Crutchfield waiting out the Tom Sox game. First pitch in there, strike 1. Guidry thought about swinging at that one, but a little late on it, and that'll be called strike 1 anyway. Barker throwing from the stretch. Come set. A 1 count. And the pitch. Strike two on the outside corner. Cam Guidry didn't like that call, shaking his head after it was made, but still got to get back in the batter's box and focus.
Yeah, he just looked back and smiled at the umpire there, but wound it up again, ready for this pitch.
0-2 count here for Guidry as he looks to kickstart a rally. Barker's 0-2 high up in the zone for ball 1. Looking at the box score for tonight's game, the Stanton Braves have scored 10 runs on 9 hits with 2 errors. And for the Tom Sox, only 4 hits, 2 runs, and an astounding 5 errors on the night. So if you're looking where to improve for Sunday's game against Strasburg, there it is, the 5 errors. This one in the zone and fouled back by Cam Guidry. We'll do it again. 1-2 here. Cam Guidry facing Ty Barker, the right-hander out of VMI. Barker comes set. The 1-2 pitch against Cam Guidry, as we said, out of Georgia. Comes set. 1-2. Outside, but called strike 3 by the home plate umpire, Jerry Brush. Guidry shakes his head as he walks away, but that'll be a called strike 3 for out number 1 here in the 9th. That's Guidry's second strikeout of the game, and that'll bring Logan Amos to the plate here, the left-hander for the Tom Sox. Amos, one of the more recent Tom Sox players to join the roster about a week ago, I should say, for the Tom Sox, and he's done a fairly good job so far. And he lines his first pitch into left field, and that one will drop for the Tom Sox hit. Amos is going to round first, heading to second base, and he will be there with the stand-up double. Logan Amos with the Tom Sox first hit of the 9th inning, and now they got a runner in scoring position for Mackenzie Pate.
That was a great hit by him, almost right on the third baseline, but great placement there.
Great placement there to avoid the left fielder for the Braves, Taylor, and a great job there to start the rally. You know, it's easy for teams when they get behind in deficits like this to just give up, especially as late in the game as you are here, as the catcher comes to have a meeting with this pitcher on the mound. It's very easy to get, sort of in your own head and just give up, but the Tom Sox not ready to go down just yet as Logan Amos gets a stand-up double, I should say, and now the Tom Sox have a runner in scoring position with Mackenzie Pate coming to the plate. Pate has reached base all 3 times today, 2 walks and 1 single, has scored 1 run and looks to get an RBI here in the 9th. Barker comes set. First pitch, strike 1 right down the middle as Pate looks at it. As we mentioned earlier, yesterday's game was done at about 2.5. Today we've just reached the 3-hour mark. Almost done with the game here in the bottom of the 9th. Tom Sox looking to extend this inning late to try and get a rally here against their rival Braves. Barker comes set, looks back the runner, and the pitch. Swing, and this one is fouled off into deep left field, but it'll go foul.
They're still kids. Maybe some parents actually chasing the balls this time right into the bush next to the high school.
At this point in the game, even the adults have to stay active, They've been sitting for a few hours now, and they'll get a little enthusiastic and hopefully get their own souvenir. Maybe bring it back for their own kids, maybe keep it for themselves, but as long as they're having fun, that's what the point of baseball is. 0-2 count here for Mackenzie Pate. Ty Barker lines up, and this ball is, in the backstop, can't catch it, is the catcher Lindemood, and advancing to third is Logan Amos. So that ball tried to make a backhanded stop, was Lindemood unable to do it, as that is a wild pitch, what advances Logan Amos to third, and now Tom Sox are 90 feet away from another runner crossing the plate.
Yeah, ideally right now we're trying to see if Pate can have an RBI to bring in Amos.
Mackenzie Pate ready for the 1-2 pitch. Barker winds up, throws, ball low. 2-2 count here. Mackenzie Pate early on in the season was one of the best hitters, hottest hitters in the Tom Sox lineup. Cooled down recently, as we've said. Had a good game today, reached base 3 times. Has 3 RBIs in the season, hoping for his 4th right here, right now, against the Stanton Braves. Barker comes set. The 2-2 pitch, runner on third, 1 gone. In the zone and fouled off there by Mackenzie Pate. Great job to foul that off and keep himself alive here in the 9th. Pate this year at Coastal Carolina, his junior season there, in 69 at-bats, batted .217, but had 6 stolen bases and 3 home runs. So a little bit of pop there from the Tom Sox outfielder. 2-2 pitch, high and inside there. Doesn't flinch as Mackenzie Pate, but would have scared the heck out of me, but Mackenzie Pate stays in the box. And now we're full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Inning number 9 here for the Tom Sox, looking to come back from a 10-2 deficit against the Stanton Braves.
Yeah, and Pate's on-base streak now is now 6 games, which is pretty high for everyone on the Tom Sox roster right now.
So while the hits may not be there for Pate, the on-base certainly is. And this one fouled off, and it looks like it will just drop foul. Good chase there is the first baseman Trainer, but he's unable to get there. So we'll do it again. Full count here for Ty Parker going up against Mackenzie Pate. Tom Sox looking to form a late inning rally in Crutchfield Park against their rival. Tom Sox fans getting a little rowdy here, looking to form a late inning comeback. But Ty Parker is not going to have it if he has anything to say about it. Full count again. Come set.
Nice and loud here.
Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Mackenzie Pate advances to first. And now there's runners on the corners for the Tom Sox as Alex Urban comes to the plate.
Your Tom Sox outfielder, number 19, Alex Urban.
Well, Alex Urban may be 0 for 3 tonight. He did have an RBI back in the 7th inning, bringing home Mackenzie Pate, who's now on first at the time with a sacrifice fly. So Alex Urban does have an RBI on the night, looking for another one here. It'll be interesting to see if Mackenzie Pate runs here as the Tom Sox trail 8 runs. Braves may say, who cares, and let him run to second. What does his run mean?
It's nice and loud here in the stands now.
First pitch, called strike in the outside corner. Good pitch there from Barker. Tom Sox, by the way they're speaking right now and the way they're making noise, you would not think they're trailing 8 runs here in the 9th. But the crowd is rowdy as ever, ready to cheer on their Sox, trying to come back from an 8-run deficit. Runners on the corner, 1 out, 1 strike to Alex Urban. Barker comes set. Pitch, and this one is fouled off into right behind the Stanton Braves dugout. And great catch there by the kid. Oh, never mind, missed the ball.
Bounced right in front of him there, but people are cheering for him.
Kid still got the ball, so end of the day he got a souvenir, but could not make the nice play off the bounce. I was giving him too much credit off the bat, but it's okay. As we said, here at Crutchfield Park, unlike the Stanton Braves, they ask you to turn your balls in. Here at Crutchfield Park, that ball was all yours. Thankfully, because of our wonderful sponsors, one of which, Carter Bank and Trust, where you can come see these games all season long for free. Maybe you'll get your own souvenir, who knows? Back to the action. 0-2 count here against Alex Urban. Runners on the corner. He swings at this one and fouls it back.
Eric Ebel coming up to get that foul ball.
Great hustle there by Ebel, letting his batting mate Will Safford, who's warming up right now in the on-deck circle, keep taking his swings as Ebel rushes out to get that foul ball. So we'll reset here. 0-2 count. 1 out. Top of the 9th. Mackenzie Pate on first. On third base is Logan Amos, as the Tom Sox look to make their comeback. And the 0-2 swung at, and this one is popped up in the infield. Looks like the pitcher is settling under it, and he's able to make the catch for out number 2. A couple of rowdy Tom Sox fans trying to throw off the pitcher there, Barker, but he is unfazed, making that fly out for out number 2.
Yeah, they were screaming that while the ball was popped up. Got it, trying to distract him, but he got the ball. We have one more out here until this game is over.
So the Tom Sox will send Will Safford to the plate here. Prior to this game, Safford had not had a hit yet with the Tom Sox. He had a single in the 5th inning that brought him his first hit of the season. Looking to have a second one here, keeping the game alive against Ty Barker, the right-hander out of VMI. First pitch, Mackenzie Pate runs, but it is fouled off by Safford. So he gets sent back to first base, and we'll do it again, 0-1. Tom Sox, as we've mentioned, have the day off tomorrow. After tonight, a well-needed, well-deserved day off. And they will come back here to Crutchfield Park for their only game, a doubleheader against the Strasburg Express. First pitch will be at 5 o'clock here, home at Crutchfield Park. Once again, free admission, Carter Bank and Trust. And this one is popped up to center field. Mackenzie Pate is stealing, but it looks like the third baseman is settling under it, and it's dropped in there. The Tom Sox fans are celebrating because they threw him off his game, as what should have been an easy game-inning flyout to the third baseman is dropped. And the Tom Sox score their 3rd run of the game, their first here in the 9th, and there's runners on the corner.
Yeah, and that's why you keep running there again, too. Pate didn't look back, just kept going, and what do you know? Dropped right there.
Now he's at third with 2 outs there. He was already stealing second, and then with the dropped ball, was able to run and advance to third base. So once again, we got runners on the corner here for the top of the Tom Sox lineup, headlined by Garrick Evil at the dish right now. Evil, yet to get a hit today, has reached base 3 times, but has yet to get a hit. He's walked twice, had a strikeout in the 7th, but was able to advance on a drop third strike, and was eventually caught stealing at third base to end the inning. But right now here, all he's trying to do is advance those runners. 2 outs here in the 9th. A couple of Tom Sox fans standing behind the dish, looking to distract the pitcher Barker here. The 1-0 pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Those fans donning the rally caps, the inside-out baseball caps. Hopefully they're Tom Sox hats. One of them wearing a Mickey Mantle shirt. Now at the dish right now is Garrick Evil, named after Lou Gehrig, the Yankee great. So this Tom Sox fan, looks like the umpires call time to talk to those fans, hoping to get them to stop being so rowdy. So,
Oh, wow. Looks like they're still just standing right there, trying to enjoy their time here and their Friday night.
trying to enjoy Friday night. A little distracted for the pitcher Barker here, who's trying to just get out of this inning and end the game for the Stanton Braves with a happy ending. 1-1 count to Evil is outside, and that ball goes past into the backstop. Mackenzie Pate steals home, and he is safe. Great awareness there by Mackenzie Pate on the passed ball to score the Tom Sox 4th run of the game, 2nd of the inning, and they are looking to come back.
Mackenzie Pate very speedy from third to home plate. Now maybe the rowdiness from the fans is actually helping the Tom Sox. I mean, I know they have 2 outs right now, but just got 2 runs in there.
Yeah, I mean, the game is not over yet. As we mentioned, some teams will just give up and let the game go by. But the Tom Sox looking to fight here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs, looking for a 2-out rally here with Garrick Evil, man on third. 2 outs, 2-1 count against Ty Barker. And the pitch, and he swings at this one, and this is lifted to deep left field. Left fielder settling under it, and just shy on the warning track, and that'll do it here from Crutchfield Park. The Tom Sox fall to the Stanton Braves by a final score of 10-4. Brooke, what are your thoughts on this game tonight?
You know, definitely, like we said, just too many errors coming from the Tom Sox tonight and not enough hitting. It's unfortunate to see that, but hopefully they can come back on Sunday for their doubleheader against Strasburg.
Yeah, big game on Sunday against the Strasburg Express, currently leading the North Division. Tom Sox currently leading the South Division, so possibly a playoff matchup here. Racking it up here, closing it out here from Crutchfield Park. Tom Sox lose 10-4 to the Stanton Braves. We'll be back here on Sunday for my broadcast partner, Brooke Stake. I'm Dylan Castaigne. We'll see you next time on Tom Sox TV.